more Joe Franklin with you. Out of bounds on a Friday. Got to hear from the offensive line coach Marcus Johnson yesterday and also Cade Kittler. That was nice. Talk a little O-line. That group is kind of coming into shape. Although he said there's still competition going on. Still early in camp. We're at practice number 8 today. But through 7 practices, while the media's been there, it's been kind of the same 5 rolling out there with the starters. Although here recently they've been working in Cash Courtney, a backup center and backup guard, in with the first team. Also the same with Terrence Robertson out of Ouachita Baptist. Warren, been playing a little bit with the ones from time to time. And Coach said, we're just preparing them for everything. We're looking at everything because very rarely do you start the season with 5 offensive linemen and end the season with those same 5 offensive linemen.
And they need to figure out versatility. Who can play multiple positions? Because if there are injuries, you'll know that there are certain players that can play center, guard, and tackle. So you want to figure all that out.
Well, that was one of the things he said about Terrence Robertson.
Terrence has the ability to be a versatile guy. I think he's big, thick enough, sturdy enough to play on the interior. But I think he's twitchy, athletic, and long enough to play out on the edge as well. You know what I mean? When I say long, I'm talking about his arm length. He's got some extremely long arms, you know what I mean? And I think he's a guy that has some versatility to him, you know what I mean? And it'll help him out. You know, I always tell guys the more you can do, the better player you become. You know, you don't just have tunnel vision to see that one position. You understand the entirety of what we're trying to do, you know? But I think Terrence is a versatile player that can play multiple positions up front.
Robertson played a tackle for Ouachita Baptist last year. When he came to Arkansas, he was playing mainly tackle, but then they moved him into guard, and he's been mainly guard here recently. But that was the question. Do y'all now see him as a guard? He's like, no. He's versatile.
He can do it all.
He can. He can do it all. Right now, so they got him at guard. May end up at tackle at some point. Guys shift around all the time. We saw that last night with our guy, Fernando Carmona. Played tackle his junior year at Arkansas.
On that left side.
Then moved into guard his senior year at Arkansas.
Yeah.
On the left side. And last night, I look up, he's in the starting lineup, and he's playing right guard.
And whenever we talked to Fernando, he mentioned that was something that was going to help him moving forward, kicking inside, and it just gave him versatility altogether. Now, there are players that you'll hear that will say it is completely different playing on that left and that right side. And Fernando even told us that at one time also, but he's done it in a sense where he has a great understanding of each position and how to go about it. So it only helps him moving forward.
It's funny. For some reason, the NFL Network game was blacked out on my YouTube.
Okay, that was YouTube TV.
YouTube
then.
TV. Yeah, it was weird.
Because on Direct, it was there.
And so I started watching on ESPN the game, and then that game went a little long. And
so ESPN app, though? Is that?
No, it was just regular ESPN.
Really?
I watched it, yeah.
Okay.
And then by the time I got to the Titans game, it was already in the second quarter. So I'd missed. I knew Fernando had started, but I missed. And so right away, they had the ball, and I'm looking for him. And I'm looking at left guard, right? And I was like, that's not Fernando. Dang, they've already taken him out. And on that play, this guy comes around, throws a big block, and he turns around, and it's 66 Carmona. And he was playing at right guard. So all eyes were on him from then on. But it was good. It was good to see. I texted his dad last night because I knew Pops would be at the game in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. That was perfect for family to make it there.
Short trip from Vegas, and sure enough, they were there, and he was just, man, you just don't know. You can't realize what it's like to see your son in an NFL uniform playing a game. He's like just so proud right now.
Oh, yeah. That's
cool.
A great, awesome moment for all of them.
Yeah. Can't wait till we can catch up with Fernando at some point, but pretty cool. He got to start in the I don't know what the circumstances were. If there were some guys that were injured ahead of him or or guys just being held out, or Fernando has made a move. I don't know. I have heard good things about him at camp, and one of the beat writers did tweet out early before the lineups were announced. He saw that Fernando was going to start and said Fernando Carmona continues to impress. He's moving on up and is starting tonight. I was like, all right, we'll get one of those Tennessee beat writers on here in a week or so and just check in on Fernando and how he's doing.
Oh, we knew that he'd be great though. Whatever role it was, whatever position they put him in, we knew that he would be there and he would really adjust well.
All right, back to the Arkansas offensive line. You got here's how it's been looking in camp. You got Brian Williams over at the right tackle, right guard. You've got the young man from Fort Smith that started last year. I got to get my roster in front of me. Center is Cade Kittler. Left guard is Malachi Breland. Left tackle has been Broussard, Davion Broussard. Right guard is – I can't get Frank Ragnow in my mind. I know it's not Frank Ragnow. I just cannot get Kobe Barnum. Thank you. Kobe Barnum. That's been the five pretty much the whole time. You got two established guys that played at Arkansas last year with Kittler and Kobe, and then they hit the portal and got Williams from Louisiana, Raging Cajun, and then you got Malachi Breland coming over from Memphis. Knows the offense really well. Here is Coach Marcus Johnson talking about Malachi Breland.
I seen it happen today in walkthrough. Malachi correcting a kid on a call. You know what I mean? So again, obviously, his experience in this system, as well as Coach Myers, who kind of like what you're saying about Malachi. Being in this system, that's how it is with Myers and myself. Being that he knows this system and they've had great success with it. But he does a great job of pouring into the guys, and they ask him questions. He has a great understanding of what we're trying to do, and he does a great job of passing along. Or if we get in a situation to where he know that we're not, that kid's not making the right call, he's able to correct that and fix it.
It's good. It's like having a second center out there with someone so familiar with the offense. Kittler also spoke to the media yesterday. And he talked about having not just one offensive line, not two offensive line coaches, but sometimes 3 and 4.
Just the way they coach us is one of the biggest differences. We have 2 O-line coaches now, so that's a lot different than last year, and we like that a lot. Getting another point of view on the game, and more reps in practice because we can split off tackles and then interior guys with different coaches, and it's been great.
And he went on to say that Coach Silverfield, being an offensive line guy and a background in that, he comes over and will correct them. He's like, everybody keeps talking about details with Coach Silverfield. He's like, sometimes it'll be just your hand placement. You need to move it over to the left 3 inches. It's just like he catches little things like that. And so it's like we have a third offensive line coach out there with us. Got to hear from Broussard also. The right now looks like the starting left tackle. This is Broussard and Kittler on who they're facing every day on the defensive line. What's the defensive line look like?
We got some real physical guys on both sides of the ball, so it's been very physical camp so far. Plan to get even more physical as the next couple of days go on, but the battle's been great. Carlin's been a great guy to go against. He beat me in a rep today, and I talked to him about it, and I said, hey, what did you see from me? What made you go to that move? And when I beat him, it's vice versa. So, we're doing that kind of reverse training, getting the mental aspect of the game, as well as, obviously the physical in practice. It's just been great to go against those guys.
Me being a guard, I'm mostly going against Hunter, Oki, Carlin Jones. Those guys are give me a lot of good work. And then sometimes they'll come out of defense like a different little front, and they'll have Quincy playing like a 3-tech. So that's definitely a big challenge going up against him. He's a more quicker guy. So I'll say, just all the D-linemen really just giving us just good work.
And I'm sorry, that was Malachi Breland, not Broussard. Whoever put this on YouTube recorded it wrong and labeled it wrong. It wasn't Broussard. And about 2 questions in, I was like, that's not Broussard. That's somebody else. And then when Kit said something like Malachi and kind of motioned to him, I was like, oh, that's Malachi Breland. Not only am I having to learn the names and numbers, I got to learn what they look like too.
And voices, picking up on voices.
Mm-hmm. But that was the guard from Malachi Breland talking with Kittler, and they also discussed just how it is to work with each other and work together. And it sounds like they've got a really good locker room and a really good offensive line room, and that was part of the thing with the haircuts. We saw it. Hopefully you saw it probably last week sometime. The offensive line come out. Most of them had some crazy hairdos.
I wish I had the checkerboard. No, they buzzed my hair, and then they pushed my hairline back to like the middle of my head and shaved my mustache so I looked like one of the Dagestan fighters with a pushback. It was bad. It was bad.
You did hear Brandon come in here and said that you were losing
that I'm losing my hair.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's totally not the case, but I'm losing my hair. It's just not why I wanted them to do it. More of a camaraderie thing, you know what I mean?
Kobe Branham was the one with the reverse mohawk. They buzzed him all around, but left it. And someone were calling them railroad tracks.
No, they're having fun with it.
Yeah.
And bonding.
No, it was great, but a lot of them have have just shaved it all off or fixed it up a little bit. But similar to what we saw yesterday with Kittler, he has kind of just shaved it all off and just very fine hair, small little bit of hair on his head now. Let's get back to Marcus Johnson. Here's what he likes about this. No, we played that. This is him talking about the mixing up calls and mixing up the lineup.
I think it's good for guys to mix, for us to mix it up from a play calling standpoint, as well as mixing up different guys and different lineups in the rotation. Because again, in my opinion, anything can happen on any play. I always tell guys, you're always one play away. That's why you got to do a great job at preparation. So whatever's thrown at us, I think it'll be good for us, and I think it'll be awesome if things get mixed up a little bit.
Feel like it's pretty solid right up the middle. We know what they have there. I feel good with the transfer from Memphis, Malachi Breland. I guess the question marks would be your right tackle and left tackle, and that can be kind of scary with the SEC speed rushers. Broussard's been around at Arkansas. He was recruited and signed by Ole Miss, then hit the transfer portal, and Arkansas got him from Ole Miss. And, of course, Bryant Williams, that is the one from Louisiana. Here is Coach Johnson on his tackles.
In my opinion, I think they're different. Bryant's a bit more patient, but he's a bigger, sturdier, powerful guy versus I think Kayvon's strength is his athleticism and his twitch in his feet, and he's a violent striker when he uses his hands, So I think both are good players in their own rights, but I do think they're different players. And we all can't be the same as players just because we're all built differently biomechanically. We got a different level of stiffness, about us. So I think you got to know yourself as a player too, so your weaknesses don't get exposed, if that makes sense. But both good players.
Seem happy with it, and they're trying to create some competition. And with the backup left tackle, the backup right tackle, one of them, the right tackle, is the transfer from Oregon. Hawks, they like him a lot and feels like he's got a future on the offensive line. Like I said, Cash Courtney, he's going to be the first substitute at center or guard if anybody goes down. They feel like he could play right now. That's how good they feel about the starting three, that they got a fourth in Cash Courtney that could be playing and will probably be called upon to play at some point this season at either center or guard.
A couple of weeks to figure it out on that left and right side, so they're still trying to hash it out. They got time. And hopefully they get it figured out before this first game. If not, first game could be one of those where they continue that process. But second game, they need to have it locked down.
Yeah. I feel like they do. They have it locked down, but they're just tinkering with things and seeing what some of the other backups are capable of. If they are forced into a situation, what would be the best situation to put them into? Today is practice number 8. We are 3 weeks in a day, 22 days away from the season. So practice number 8, and they still have 17 more to go after today. So, yeah, a lot to figure out and some time to figure it out. Over on the Middleton Heat and Air text line real quick. 501 says, mine blacked out on the NFL Network too, and I use Sling. 501 says NFL Plus app. It's $7.99 for preseason games, for all preseason games. Okay.
That's not bad at all.
I did not realize that. I thought if it was on the NFL Network, the main NFL Network, not on NFL Network Plus, which would be the app, I thought I could watch those games.
Maybe it's something with whatever platform you have, YouTube TV.
Yeah.
It's something there.
It is. Because I clicked on it, and it was like, this service is not it's not provided or something.
And that's what it was, the fact that they already had it designated for ESPN. That's what it was. Because they're not going to show it on both networks. They're only going to show it on one.
On one. Maybe that was what it was. Let's see here. Kobe Branham, not Barnum. Kid played early. Get it right. Sorry. I made a mistake. I did. Write it down. Sometimes we make mistakes. Kobe Branham. Kobe. Let's see. Anything else? Piggy Smalls wants us to unlock his number from text. I did not lock it, and I don't really know how to lock a number or unlock a number. I didn't know you could do that. Because believe me, there have been times I would like to lock a couple of numbers over here. I don't see anything that allows you to block or lock or unlock. Sorry. You'll have to ask a different show. Maybe ask Piggy Smalls, the one that locked you. Maybe they locked you for a good reason. But you're not locked on live fan feedback, so you can still hit us up over there. All right, coming up today, another Pack Friday. Brian Edwards, talk college football with him. Some good UFC fights this weekend. Oh, I know we got the females. What's her name? I saw I watched last weekend. And they kept promoting it and teasing the big fight.
Yeah,
it's for a belt.
Yeah, there's some big boxing coming up this weekend. Also, Clarissa Shields. She's trying to get another title. She's been all over heavyweight, middleweight. She's going back down to middleweight this weekend.
Second hour, we'll have Steve Sullivan and Neil Atkinson. But coming up next, Connor Goodson will join us, hogsports.com. We'll get his thoughts on practice. He's been to all the practices. We'll pick his brain. Stick around. We're just getting started. It's Out of Bounds.
Network Services Group presents Out of Bounds Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz. Network Services Group, one call does it all.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday gave us our first large batch of preseason NFL action with the Bengals beating the Lions 16-14, the Steelers beating the Packers 28-9 behind a stellar performance from rookie QB Drew Aller. The Colts and Patriots tied at 13. The Chargers took down the Texans 27-7. Titans beat the 49ers 19-13, and the Cardinals took down the Raiders 27-14 in Fernando Mendoza's debut. Former Arkansas Razorback Mike Washington led both teams in rushing in that game with 63 yards. Today's preseason games include the Broncos versus the Falcons, Buccaneers and Jets, and the Dolphins against the Commanders. In the MLB, only a few division leaders were in action yesterday. The White Sox still lead the AL Central after a 9-8 loss to Cincinnati, and the NL West leading Dodgers lost 5-4 to the leaders in the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers. And in the Field of Dreams game, Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs into the corn as the Phillies beat the Twins 7-1. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Honda of Russellville, proud to celebrate 47 years of serving Arkansas families. Come celebrate with big savings store-wide through September 26th. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4Transform 4x4 with the dependable 518cc engine and long travel suspension ready for work or the weekend. See why folks from all over Arkansas choose Honda of Russellville. Great prices and hometown service for 47 years. Honda recommends Metformin for riders 16 years and older. Always wear a helmet and take an ATV rider course.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agents Monica Reiners, Brian Kress, or Dan Cook in North Little Rock today.
Down with truck trouble. Lost time means lost money. Trust the experts at Powers Truck Parts and Service in North Little Rock. From headlight to tail light and everything in sight, their experienced technicians handle heavy-duty repairs, maintenance, diagnostics, DOT inspections, and more. They'll do the job right the first time so you can get back on the road fast. Family-owned, customer-focused, and built on over 30 years of trusted service. Visit PowersTruckParts.com today. Powers Truck Parts and Service, keeping your trucks rolling.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong.
Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Here's a message for all you fishermen out there. Have you ever taken part in a tournament where you can win $3,000 and have a chance to save a life? It could be your own. You can do both by signing up for the Real Fight Against Prostate Cancer Fishing Tournament. The event is August 29th. Everyone will launch from the ramp at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. Entry fee $200 a boat. Launch time 6 a.m. Weigh in at 3. Plus, there's a payout for big bass and gift cards galore. Larry Nixon, one of the top anglers of all time, will be on hand to meet and greet. Now, back to the fight against prostate cancer, which kills more than 35,000 a year. When detected early, the cure rate is 95%. So what are you waiting on? Make plans to fish or come by the weigh-in, as there will be free on-site prostate screening for everyone who stops by. For more information, call 501-912-7888 or go to Facebook, Real Fight Against Cancer Fishing Tournament. All proceeds go to the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, selling and servicing Kubota's full line of equipment since 1991. HenardFoothills.com.
Flip mode. 9-7. Bust a bus. Hot check it out. Hit you with no delay into what you saying, yo. Silly with your ice, grilly with the dilly, yo. When I be on.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds on this Friday. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you. Razorbacks will hit the field here shortly for practice number 8. Got another practice tomorrow and then a scrimmage on Saturday. Connor Goodson, hogsports.com, joins us now. What's up, Connor? How are you?
Wes, I can't complain too much. It was nice to watch some live football last night. I know it's preseason, but with being at camp and watching camp and practices and stuff, and then now seeing preseason football on the TV, it's the air has a little bit different, sense and feel to it right now this time of year.
You guys got a nice little bonus yesterday, a little bit more time before they told you it was time to get out of there.
Yeah, man, it was nice to see. I kind of wish that I wish we could be there for all of it and see all of it. And I obviously wish Sunday we could get to see the full scrimmage. But you take what you can get here and there, and it's nice that they let us see, especially when you hear what's going on in Colorado, where they don't get to see your reporter do anything. You kind of count your blessings that we get so much access.
Connor, with the extra time, what more were you able to see?
Yeah, so you're just able to see more. They've really been hammering home. The individual periods. We're able to see a little bit more of some of the team drill. Honestly, I was kind of hoping on day 6, really, that Tuesday before we obviously came back yesterday. I was hoping we saw more of the the 2-minute type situational stuff, which I thought the last year we got to see a lot of the situational stuff. Bobby Petrino really hammered that home, and so it was nice to see them start to hammer home some of the situational stuff. I believe they went with the 1s and 2s. They were down. The offense was down 13-8. And they had to, get down the field in 2 minutes to get a touchdown, and it was nice to see the 2s get in there and score a touchdown there. KJ Jackson hit Ty Lockwood over the middle for a touchdown, and so it's nice to see that they're getting into more of that situational stuff. We were able to see a little bit more of the that perimeter drill that we had seen earlier, where they just kind of worked on their swing passes. The screens and more of the outside perimeter stuff that the defense is able to kind of get out there and cover in space, and you're able to see how kind of the different groups really attack it, and so that was nice too.
Connor Goodson with us, on the Network Services Group hotline. Connor, has anyone, now that the pads are on, has anyone kind of popped out at you and you've taken note?
Well, with the pads on, I think you're really drawn to the trenches, honestly, because that's obviously where the most it's almost like a car crash every rep with them. But I think you kind of see how physical this group is, and we talked last week when I was on the defensive line, just the size and physicality that they have, and I think that's going to be a group of that's going to be a real strength for this team. I think that's kind of, you saw that a little bit more. You can get a little bit more feel for that when they have pads on. I really like what I saw. What I see from this group with that physicality. It's one thing to. It's always said that when guys are out there with just helmets and shorts, everyone looks like an All-American. But you really got the feel. You could feel how much more physical this front is going to be. And I honestly thought the offensive line. They responded and they matched that intensity. Obviously, we heard from Marcus Johnson afterwards in the interview, but I really thought that those two teams, those two units, the offensive and defensive lines, really matched each other's physicality, and that was nice to see. Usually, one team will come out a little bit more. They'll punch one of the units in the face, and that other one's kind of on the heels a little bit, and there's kind of like a tug and pull there. But I thought both teams both units really matched each other's physicality. So that's nice to see from early on when first starting to put on the pads. It's nice to see that they were able to match each other.
From a defensive standpoint, we've talked and heard a lot about defensive line, secondary, but haven't heard a lot about linebackers. What are you seeing from linebackers? Yeah,
that's a group that I really think has flown a little under the radar, and not a lot of people are talking about it. I actually wrote a piece about that earlier this week about how that's a group that I think that needs to be talked about more, just because I really, really like what they have. Obviously, Bradley Shaw is a guy that he's coming back for another year. He's a guy that's been in the program. He's got all the physical tools, and I think the thing with him the last couple of years has been, can he put it all, mentally together to where he understands the playbook. He's not second-guessing himself. And other guys were a little bit further ahead of him. Now he's kind of stepped into that leadership role. Another guy that I think has stepped up beautifully is Jaquavian Smith, and he's a guy that came from Howard. There's a lot of questions about a guy from the SCS level. Can he translate to the SEC? He's a guy that I was honestly confused of why he didn't get more looks and how he kind of fell through the cracks, because he's got all the physical tools. He looks like an SEC linebacker out there. Obviously, there was a video that circled around of him. I think it was Cam Settles that they met in the hole, and Cam Settles got the best of him. But Jaquavian Smith, I've seen so many good things from him. Just his instincts, the reckless abandon that he plays with. I think he has really good feel for the game, and I think that he's a guy that not a lot of people are talking about, but he's going to be a name that Arkansas fans should get familiar with. And will get familiar with by the time the season rolls around. But even the depth, because there were guys behind, Shaw and Smith that really were banged up in the summer. Phoenix Jackson missed a good portion of it. He's a guy that's got a lot of experience. Ben Bogle, And then Jeremy Evans is another guy who is a guy that came over from Baylor, and he's got so much experience. He's a fifth-year senior. He's been around the block a time or two, so they've got a lot of good experience there. And the talent level, I think, is up to snuff to where if a guy goes down or if you need to bring in more guys or rotate guys, you have plenty of guys that are reliable there at that spot.
How's Wyatt Simmons doing?
Yeah, he's another guy. Like, I don't know how I skipped over him this time, but he's a guy that I think he's really made some strides from last year. You could see the kind of potential there, and you could see that there's something there with him. He obviously flashed a couple of times. I think he had that was it a blocked punt against LSU, where he shined, and he also got more reps towards the end of the season. But he made himself known on special teams. I think that this year he's a guy that's really pushing to be included. And when you look out there and you look at guys who really just before they put the pads on and got physical, guys who shined just the drill aspect, and guys who were really attacking the drill period, and you could tell that he was trying to get better and really improve. That's Wyatt Simmons. He's got one speed, and it's 100 miles an hour, and he's a guy that no matter what, he's going to give you 100% effort every time he's out there. And I think that's really been praised by the coaching staff. They've taken notice, and he's a guy that could really you could look up in the middle of the season, and he's all of a sudden starting to be included in that rotation or even push for a starting job.
You mentioned not being able to see Sunday scrimmage. What kind of access do you have over the next couple of days?
Yeah, so we'll be able to see practice on Saturday. We'll have a viewing period, and then the scrimmage on Sunday is going to be closed to media and fans and all that. But we will get to talk to Ryan Silverfield and the players afterwards. So they're just closing down the scrimmage. We won't get to see anything, but we will get to hear from the players. I imagine it's going to be how it has been in years past, where we'll get some stats, some key plays, and things like that, and how different guys went out there, the structure of it, and then we'll probably hear if there were any injuries from Silverfield, and some of the players. We'll hear if any guys were banged up or anything like that. But as far as actually getting our eyes on scrimmage and things like that, we won't get that. But then we'll go back. I think they're off Monday because it's the first day of classes at Fayetteville, and then we go to morning practices where we'll have the same viewing period as we've had. It's just going to be in the morning instead of the afternoon, and that starts. I think goes through Tuesday through Friday, and then there might be. I don't know if this is correct or not. Is there the next scrimmage on Saturday? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll have another closed scrimmage next Saturday, and that there will be no interviews after that. So we'll get to talk to Silverfield Sunday. We won't get to talk to anyone next Saturday after the second scrimmage.
Is there any hope, any kind of discussion that maybe he opens up one of the scrimmages to the media?
I hope so. I mean, that would be nice, and I definitely think that could be on the table, especially if they're able to get a lot that they hope to accomplish in this first scrimmage. If they're able to go out there, there's not a lot of hiccups. Maybe you don't suffer as many injuries or things like that. Maybe you're able to say, hey, let's open the scrimmage to not only just media, but maybe you can open scrimmage to some of the fans and things like that. But one thing that it kind of sticks out is maybe throwing a shower on those hopes and dreams is that it is a shortened fall camp with the classes starting on Monday. They're not going to have as much access to the players throughout the week now that they're having to balance classes and practice. So that could be something where the coaches are like, hey, if it was a normal fall camp, maybe they would open it up, but with it being more of abbreviated, they just want to have that closed period to really go through some important things that they don't want maybe broadcasted out there by media or fans or something. But that's the only thing that I could think would be a hiccup to that. But that would be nice, man. I hope that they consider that, and maybe we get lucky.
Is there? I'm curious about the that edge rusher, that defensive end that drops back, plays the linebacker too. I know Charlie Collins is over there, Steven Souls, Javonte Waller. Has anyone stuck out to you?
Yeah, in spring, I really thought that was. I kind of felt coming out of spring that was going to be Javonte Waller's job, just because I felt like he was the guy that was most consistent throughout spring, and that the coaches spoke really highly of him. I also thought that Steven Souls was another guy that maybe that was kind of an either-or position, to where you don't have this one starter. Those two guys maybe were the guys there. I think that maybe Steven Souls has kind of, surpassed him and kind of stood out above the rest in that group. I really like what I've seen from him. He's physical, 6'2", 237. He's got all of the intangibles, can move really well in space, but he's also able to bring some physicality. And he has that kind of, I don't want to say a chip on his shoulder because that's more cliche, but he does kind of play with that. Like, he plays like a guy who's been overlooked, and he's just kind of got something about him when you see him play and strap on the pads that, it sounds a little bit more jarring when you hear him thud, and he just looks like an SEC talent out there. And so I really like what I've seen from him. I think he's maybe slightly ahead of other guys, but Charlie Collins, him being a local kid and everything, he's a guy that his frame at 6'5", he's got 233. I just think he's a guy that you just hope that he can find himself on the field at some point. You can find a role for him because he is so physically gifted, and he's a guy that's really worked hard at learning that. Maybe he was kind of the guy that when you thought of this tweener position of a guy who needs to line up on the line but also drop back in coverage, he was kind of the guy that you thought of because he really didn't fit well as just strictly a defensive lineman. He wasn't strictly a linebacker. He doesn't fit well in that spot either. So this is kind of born for him, or he was kind of born for this role. So, I think that he's a guy that with his length and physicality, I think that he's really helped himself, and he could really find himself on the field because, and you love to see it because he's a kid that stuck around. He could have transferred out and gone somewhere else, but he stuck with it, and so I kind of hope to see him get maybe rewarded for that and play a bigger role than we're expecting.
We're talking with Connor Goodson from hogsports.com, Network Services Group Hotline. I found, it kind of opened my eyes. At the end of the press conference with David Oakey, he said something to the effect about Sackham Souls and Quincy Rhodes. Said Quincy Rhodes was like the best pass rusher next to Steven Souls on the team. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's high praise.
Yeah, no, and to my point about that, I mean, Steven Souls, when you look up when he's on the field and you kind of look up and you see the end of a play, or like when they do the team period and they have, they'll have a running play and there's a scrum or something, and you're trying to figure out who's at the ball. More times than not, it is Steven Souls kind of finds himself near the play and near the action, and he's just always there. It feels like, and he just has a knack for the ball, and the coaches have talked about they want guys who can kind of play with that, and they're always they're able to run to the ball well, they're able to move in space well, and they have good instincts and all that. Steven Souls kind of incorporates all, like he personifies that to a degree. He's just always around, and I think that's something that's invaluable, especially when you think of this Arkansas team in the past on the defensive side of the ball. They just don't have a lot of guys who, you think of the loafing, you think of the guys who just miss tackles. They don't have a real good feel for it, take bad angles, things like that. It's nice to kind of see some of these guys have better instinctual, play, and that they're able to, they have a better feel for the game and things like that. And Steven Souls is at the top of that list for one of those guys that has really excelled in that part of it.
Does Kamari House go on that list? I've been telling people I think he leads the team in tackles with that little hybrid linebacker safety role of his.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Wes. He's a guy that, whenever we were looking at the transfer portal and different guys who were coming on visits and things like that, Kamari House is kind of at the top of my list for guys that I was hoping Arkansas could go out and get, just because watching his tape, it stands out. Obviously, he's a guy that, he's in that hybrid role. I thought he, handled himself as a linebacker at Washington and then North Carolina last year really well. He's just got all the physical traits. And when you hear Ron Roberts talk about, comparing him to, all pro talent, you can kind of see that, even though it's practice, even though it's, you're not getting as many live reps as you hope, you can kind of just see that he's got the intangibles that Robert kind of speaks of in his interviews. And I definitely think he's a guy that, like you said, I would not be shocked one bit. And I honestly kind of expect it, like you, Wes, that if we look up Kamari House is leading the team in tackles, it shouldn't be a surprise.
Last guy I want to ask you about is a new guy from junior college, Antonio Sando Bascom. What has he shown you?
He's a guy that, man, he may be a little bit further behind on than some of the other guys, and just understanding the playbook, the scheme, and all that. But I love his I've been talking and preaching about instincts this whole conversation. But he's the guy that he just got a great feel for the game. You can tell he played a lot, even at the junior college level. You can see why he was targeted by the staff. He's really shown that even though he's maybe further behind in the playbook, he's got a great foundation to really build from. And even if he doesn't make it to the rotation, right after fall camp, but he's a guy that, if certain things fall his way, he could definitely, go out there and help this team at some point in the season. I think he's got so much size, and he's a lot faster than I thought. That's obviously relative because he is a bigger dude, but from a quickness standpoint, just how he gets off the line and his first step, that physical, they want the violent hand placement and the violent, you want to, be the first there and get leverage and all that, the coaches preach throughout practice in those individual drill periods. Antonio's really, I think, flourished in that, and he's really showed a lot. It's just the playbook, the scheme stuff. He's still trying to catch up and play catch up from that standpoint. But he's a guy that I really think could certainly help them at some point, and he's got all the physical tools. It's just about putting the mental part of it, the mental pieces of it to get together.
Connor, great stuff, man. Enjoy the weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all having me on. It's always great to talk to you. And, man, hopefully I'm on next week, and we're talking about maybe getting to see some of the scrimmage. Yeah. So that would be awesome.
That would be. Later, Connor. See you, man. Connor Goodson, hogsports.com, joining us on the Network Services Group hotline. We'll come back, finish up our first hour. Open segment, if you want to join us, 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
It's David Bowser for my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
DJ Williams here with my friend Rachel of the Wood Grill Buffet, and I'm ready for some quick fire questions. You ready, Rach?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. How many items on your huge buffet?
200.
What about the meats?
30.
Salads?
32.
Hot foods?
54.
Dessert bar?
29.
What about those days open?
Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Wow, you're fast and I'm hungry.
Well, you know where to go. The Wood Grill Buffet in Benton.
Sounds so good.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries, now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-979-1441. That's 800-979-1441.
Southland Casino Hotel is turning 70, and we're celebrating big. Legacy of Luck happens every Friday and Saturday through September 6th. 840 winners will share more than $400,000 free play. Weekly winners receive 70 grand finale drawing tickets. Then on September 7th, don't miss the grand finale. 70 winners will share more than $40,000 free play or drive away in a 1956 Bel Air. Southland Casino Hotel. Bigger wins, bigger excitement. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
At Our Care, we're more than clinics. We're neighbors caring for neighbors. From checkups and stitches to ongoing health concerns and behavioral health support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists are here for every stage of life. Medications are simple, with local and home delivery pharmacy options. No insurance? We can help, and no one is ever turned away. With more than 100 locations across the Mid-South, affordable care is always nearby. Find a clinic close to you at ourcare.net.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-326-3980 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-326-3980. That's 800-326-3980. What do you have to lose? Call 800-326-3980. Again, 800-326-3980.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy carries Steel full line of handheld equipment. HenardFoothills.com.
Welcome back, Out of Bounds. Final segment. Glad you're with us. You want to get in here? Come on, 661-1037. Also, got the Middleton Heat and Air text line. If you'd rather text us, you can text us there. 661-1037. Got to hear from the defensive line yesterday. Coach Marcus Johnson. A little bit from Cade Kittler. A little bit from Malachi Breland. One of the guys that's making a move is Cash Courtney. We discussed him a little bit earlier. He is a backup right now, but they feel like he is the backup center and truly the backup guard. If something happens at either one of those positions, right guard, left guard, center, Cash Courtney is going to get some playing time. Here's Marcus Johnson on Cash Courtney.
I think Cash is a strong, talented, sturdy, strong young man. I think he has a bright future as well, and I think he has some position flex. And to me, man, when you got multiple guys got position flex, I think that's a tremendous thing to have in the O-line room when you can move guys around. And, we moved them around a little bit. And, obviously him playing center, he has to understand big picture because he's like the quarterback for us up front. And he's done a really nice job to this point.
That gives you a little faith. And that was one of the things that Coach Silverfield said at SEC Media Days, that they felt like they already had the depth. And that was one of the positives. Not that there were a lot of positives being said about Arkansas, but I remember most coaches want to have 7, 8 offensive linemen to start a season that they can depend on. And Coach Silverfield felt like he had 8, 9, maybe 10. And they were like, well, that shows the depth if he already has some confidence. And that's what they've been working on this fall, is to bring along that 9th man, that 10th man, so that they have a solid rotation, a solid 2 deep on the offensive line. And that does create competition. Here's Coach Johnson on that competition.
Well, they know all positions are open. Right now we're competing at this moment in time in camp. And, other guys have gotten opportunity. Brooks, Terrence as well, so we mixed, and we started it this week, mixing the guys around. And a lot of it is because you don't know what's going to happen, throughout the course of the season. Knock on wood. But as we all know, it's hard to start a season with 5 guys and finish with that same 5. We kind of went about it in that fashion during the spring as well at times when guys got some nicks and bruises. So it's a next guy up mentality, and that's the approach as far as the room, because we all know, man, once that ball get kicked off on Saturdays, they don't care if you're a freshman or fifth year or whatever, you know. Anything goes at that moment.
Got to be ready to go on Saturdays. This Saturday, they'll be practicing, but Sunday's the big day for them. Well, they'll have their first scrimmage, 1 o'clock start, close, but we'll get to hear from the players in Silverfield after the scrimmage and get some details. You know, I don't know if it's Silverfield's policy. I guess I should have asked Connor this when he was on, but I haven't heard anything about any injuries, any significant injuries. And that's a good thing. You know, now that we're finishing up the second week of practice, usually, you know, something will come out that a guy is out for significant time. And so far, knock on wood.
Or they'll be asked about it. Haven't really heard anybody ask about injuries.
Yeah, that's a positive. You know, the media, while they're there, they can't, you know, report on injuries or anybody going off the field or getting hurt. But then, you know, that makes me wonder if they haven't really seen anybody to ask a coach, how is so-and-so? You know, I haven't seen him in a while. What's he, you know, how's he doing? And maybe we'll get an update from Coach Silverfield the next time he speaks, and that will be Sunday after the scrimmage. All right, coming up later, we'll have Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. That's at 2:30 today. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, 3:30. Discuss some football with him. Got a lot of NFL games tonight and this weekend. And had some last night. We got highlights of that coming up later and what's trending. Steve Sullivan will be in the studio when we come back after the Razor Hog update. More sound from Coach Johnson and the players, the offensive linemen. We'll do that when we come back and talk with Sully. Hour number 2 is next. This is Out of Bounds.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bill's. Trader Bill's, your one-stop shop for all things lake.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter Agent Monica Reiners or Agent Brian Kress in North Little Rock today.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Summer is quickly coming to an end, but you've still got some time to take advantage of some truly amazing deals here at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram.
That's right, Terry. We've got 0% financing and no payments for 90 days on a huge selection of 1,500 trucks. And you can get up to $22,000 off of crew cab four-wheel drives.
So come see us and make this the summer at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alcoa Road in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
Game time or playtime, we're here all the time.
I wish you had more time.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
Luigi Mangione is said to plead guilty to stalking charges related to the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in December of 2024. Lawyers on both sides have declined to comment, but today's hearing was unexpectedly requested by both sides. Mangione could change his mind about the plea. The plea will be in his federal case and not the state case where he is currently facing a second-degree murder and weapons charges. And back here at home, a man wanted out of Lono County is still on the run. Officials are looking for 41-year-old Lucas Underwood. Sheriff's deputies were called to the South Bend area for a domestic dispute yesterday morning. When they got there, witnesses told them that Underwood barricaded himself inside the camper. After an unsuccessful negotiations to get him out, deputies went inside, but he was not there. The sheriff's office says they learned Underwood went out the back door before deputies arrived there. Once again, if you see him, please call the sheriff's office. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Kara Kay's Jessica Rockwell.
Benihana Special, $5. Your choice, sushi rolls and chicken fried rice, $5. Come see us at Benihana Bar Monday through Wednesday, lunch and dinner.
Extreme heat warnings and heat advisories remain in place across all of Arkansas through at least Sunday, likely to be extended into next week as the triple digits continue in the forecast. Mostly sunny skies, a breezy west-southwesterly wind, and that wildfire risk remains. Small rain chances start to emerge early next week into the later part of next week, but again, they are small. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Arkansas Storm Team meteorologist Jenna Warner.
It's Chuck the Promo Guy. Join me every Tuesday with Morning Mayhem for Check-In with Chuck, brought to you by McClarty Mazda in North Little Rock. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? McClarty Mazda has over 900 to choose from. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all at great prices. Shop online today at McClartyMazda.com.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers, and the Summer of 1,000 Engagements is ending this Saturday. You got to pick out your engagement ring, spend $34.99 or more, and you're going to get a free diamond wedding band. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, or online at rijewelers.com. It's the end of the Summer of 1,000 Engagement sale.
I'm Laura Landro, CEO of Entergy Arkansas, and we have a plan for our growing state. We're building new, more fuel-efficient power plants to keep up with your energy needs. We're reducing outages, and we're ensuring Arkansas has the power it needs to help attract new industry and better jobs, all while keeping rates below the national average. Like most Entergy employees, I'm from here, and we're committed to creating a brighter Arkansas today and for the next generation.
Join the Zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the Zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Here's a message for all you fishermen out there. Have you ever taken part in a tournament where you can win $3,000 and have a chance to save a life? It could be your own. You can do both by signing up for the Real Fight Against Prostate Cancer Fishing Tournament. The event is August 29th. Everyone will launch from the ramp at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. Entry fee $200 a boat. Launch time 6 a.m. Weigh in at 3. Plus, there's a payout for big bass and gift cards galore. Larry Nixon, one of the top anglers of all time, will be on hand to meet and greet. Now, back to the fight against prostate cancer, which kills more than 35,000 a year. When detected early, the cure rate is 95%. So what are you waiting on? Make plans to fish or come by the weigh-in, as there will be free on-site prostate screening for everyone who stops by. For more information, call 501-912-7888 or go to Facebook, Real Fight Against Cancer Fishing Tournament. All proceeds go to the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Around here, reputation matters. That's why homeowners and business owners turn to the professionals at CertaPro Painters for their painting projects. From detailed residential painting to professionally managed commercial projects, our crews deliver craftsmanship that protects your investment and enhances curb appeal. If painting's on your list this year, now's the time. Spots are filling up fast. Call CertaPro Painters or visit CertaPro.com and reserve your project today. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy.
Listen every day to Out of Bounds for what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansas with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 883-886-5282. Call today.
Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios, it's Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes funk. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit
I think he's a lot more attention to detail because he understands O-line play. He understands footwork, steps, eyes, hand placement, communication. Obviously, especially with this system, Bennett, he knows it even far better than myself. You know what I mean? So I think he's more detailed. Because he's been an O-line guy. He understands what's going on in the trenches versus, most head coaches I've worked for, they've been, like skill guys for the most part, or a quarterback guy, you know what I mean? So he definitely gets it and understands it, you know what I mean? And, even for me, I've learned so much from him, not only from him, but from Coach Myers as well, in my opinion. I think we're no different than players as coaches. We need to continue to learn and grow and develop and evolve because the game is forever changing, and I've learned a lot from all these guys.
It's offensive line coach Marcus Johnson talking about his head coach, Ryan Silverfield, and his background as an offensive line coach. We got Steve Sullivan in the studio hanging out with us. It's been kind of fun this week, having some practice and press conferences afterwards and hearing from the individual coaches.
Yeah, some head coaches are kind of hands-off. We'll know who to blame if we lose. I remember talking to him about the portal. I said, who's in charge of, going through the tapes? He said, I watch everyone in the portal. Everyone in the portal. Not even their guys. Other guys he's watching in the portal.
Well, hopefully he hit on some of those portal guys.
Yeah.
It sounds encouraging when looking at the projected starting lineup of who at least is trotting out there. It is a lot of guys that they targeted out of the portal who have played at other schools that do, they do have experience playing in college.
Back of your mind, you got Indiana, that ding, ding,
well,
ding,
I don't
ding.
have Indiana.
But it's possible with one portal class to flip your program.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Kurt Signetti. He's a one-offer guy, but still it can happen. You can flip the roster. I think in Arkansas history, the best flip was Houston Nutt before the portal with, no transfers. And Danny Ford left them in desperate shape and bang that first year. I mean, probably their best shot at making a run at a national championship.
Yeah. They had some talent on that team, though.
Yeah, but we
ended up going to the NFL.
Yeah, we didn't know at that time, though.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this team. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there is NFL talent on this team.
Yeah, and they hit on a few, obviously, when you got a starting linebacker from Howard.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't anticipate probably when he came in that he was probably SEC quality when he's making that jump from Howard. There was probably hopes that he could be that guy.
Yeah, I think of the, what's the safety song, Ginth?
Yeah.
They came from California Junior College. He had the pick six, and he's been running, as a backup. But anyway, maybe they found some small school guys.
Yeah, and they gave themselves enough of a net on defense with signing so many guys. I think it's like 28 new, 15 defensive backs, 28 new defenders. I mean, and I think the one position that's encouraging, but you only hear encouraging things during the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very seldom does anyone say, man, we're really hurting. We need more players here. These guys aren't coming through. I mean, defensive line, the young guys, I mean, they've talked encouragingly about the defensive linemen. It came from USC. And
Harlan Jones, I like him.
Yes. He actually played in 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
So he showed more signs than the other guys.
He was like the 13th highest recruit in Texas.
Yeah.
And went to USC. There were a lot of schools after him. Same thing with Odom, with Sims, from Ohio State.
Yeah.
And Oregon. I mean,
those two were really buried in the depth chart, though, where Jones actually played 8 games. Didn't do a lot, but played 8 games.
He may have been on the field goal block team.
Yeah.
Or just,
I didn't really investigate it, and
well, I saw he played 8 games, had 4 tackles.
Hey, sometimes when you don't have enough money, you have to, in certain positions, recruit potential over production. And that's what they did in the defensive line. Good defensive linemen cost too much. They got the kid Souls from Kentucky, who's kind of an edge guy. But outside of that, and Hunter Osborne, who played at Virginia. But outside of that, it's all guys that they were hoping to hit on.
They know they have the frame. That's the one thing. It's hard to find guys
They got the size.
6'3", 6'4",
yeah. Well, they wouldn't have got
pounds.
recruited by USC or those places without the frame.
Yeah.
They look the part.
They
do.
They're
going to act the part.
No, they're going to look much better coming off the bus. When they do the hog walk, they're going to look like an SEC team. It's just, can these big dudes play?
I don't know if it was good or bad when I heard the offensive line coach said it's been 50-50 between the offensive line and defensive line. No exhibition games. They could be really good, or both could be really bad.
I like the offensive line though.
Yeah, I do too. And I thought maybe they should be getting the better of the defensive line. But if you know what they're running all the time, maybe it negates the edge you have.
Yeah, you've seen it in the formations. You get you basically know the offense, so it's a little tougher to block somebody when they know what's coming.
Yeah, I just think the defense just they were clueless last year. I mean, there were guys. Basil pointed out in that first scrimmage where Washington popped that went 80 yards and was no one there. He said we got problems.
That's why you want defense to have some wins right now. You want to hear about some of those positive things.
Yes. Well, they were obviously on the line anyway. If he was telling the truth. And it's encouraging when you look like the 2 deep. It looks pretty good.
I was hoping we'd learn something about the wide receiver group earlier this week when Coach Wilson
he named everyone.
Yeah, he did.
I like the fact that
Larry Smith.
And wide receiver, you have 2 guys who you normally wouldn't get, in Jelani Watkins from the track team and Antonio Jordan from Warren. If he's from Warren, Nebraska, or Warren, Alabama, or Warren anywhere else but Arkansas, he isn't going to Arkansas with his measurables.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 2 guys who are potential game breakers if they can get on the field and get the ball, or Watkins and Jordan.
Yeah, that 9.9 speed.
Yeah, you can't match up with either one of them.
No.
And he's 6'5", and he runs well. I mean, I watched, and what I liked about him at Warren was he played on both sides of the ball. He was just a man among boys. And, and Bo Embry has proven time and time again that he produces SEC athletes that perform under the lights.
I was disappointed that both the scrimmages are closed to the media.
Yeah, I mean, that's what do you got to hide? I mean, come on. I mean, who's scouting Arkansas at this point? But they, one team does it and they all do it. And that's the way we're at in college football.
It was nice. They gave the media some extra time yesterday. I think they gave them an extra, almost 40 minutes or 20 minutes of
they must have been doing
time.
virtually nothing.
No, they said they actually saw more hitting than they've been seeing, and it was kind of nice to watch. But it would be great to get a better feel for this team.
I don't think they want to read people making decisions on positions on Twitter or wherever it is. People are going to make observations. I mean, this quarterback thing, if you read social media, has been over since day one.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them to make the announcement. And I've heard no pushback from the other side, outside of the fact they put him out there to get interviewed by Hogs Plus.
It was funny because the KJ interview came out, and I was like, to myself, I guarantee you, AJ is going to be right behind him on the heels.
In that ESPN piece, they interviewed both.
Do you ever notice on some of these throws or interceptions, you don't see which quarterback throws the interception?
No, you see
unless it's
nothing.
One of the third string, fourth string guys.
And then you did see
it's the ball in the air, and then it gets picked off. You're like, who threw that?
You did see AJ Hill's long touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
And
you see good plays.
Yeah.
But a bad play.
I mean, they cut those things up, so you see virtually nothing.
I mean, I went frame by frame trying to see, when he took off running the other way, if you could see the quarterback in the background. Couldn't find him.
I guarantee you they're showing those clips to the coaches before they send them out.
Probably.
Yeah. And It's time to start talking about people that are going to play. I don't want to hear that, there's 8 wide receivers. I mean, someone's standing out of practice. I mean, it's time to start talking about people that have stood up and they're going to be our guys because we're getting close to game day.
Mm-hmm.
Who
can you count on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and he basically said the offensive line. I mean, they've trotted the offensive line. He pretty much said last night the only reason they're putting these other guys in with the first team is because potentially we could get injuries down the line, and we want to get them a taste of running with those guys.
Yeah, I think Ron Roberts pretty much told you who's playing. His first press conference.
Yeah, he was good.
He went through the list and gave us, and then the guys pushing them. But
your 2 linebackers are set.
Yeah.
Your starting linebackers. And secondary, you got a lot of guys. I mean, you came in, you expected competition there because you brought in so many.
Well, it sounded like you got House, you got Christian Harrison, and then you have
they're really high on House, a linebacker at North Carolina, and big guy playing in the secondary.
Yeah, he lost some weight though.
Yeah,
I think he's down to like 218.
Yeah, they just don't seem like a last place team, but whatever. Do we know anything? We know no exhibition games, no scrimmages.
Well, it's the SEC, and the other teams are loaded too. Even if Arkansas's has hit on the portal and they're good, you're going to be playing against great and very good teams.
Utah will be a good test because they lost their coach and they promoted from within, so their portal hits weren't as severe as they would have been if they went outside. But they did lose some players.
Yeah. A lot of offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
It's when we had Phil Steele on, he was like, that's the good thing about Arkansas, even though he has Arkansas like a double-digit underdog. Arkansas's catching them early in the year when they're still trying to develop that offensive line and defensive line.
Yeah.
But he expects them to compete for a Big 12 championship.
I think people outside of Arkansas are probably wondering why we didn't go to the portal for a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, I think we know. That would have cost you $2 to $3 million.
Yeah.
And they would rather go and get 5 players at $400,000 instead of spending $2 million on a quarterback.
I know he likes to talk about both quarterbacks, but he had A.J. Hill at Memphis. I wonder what sold him so quickly because he made an early decision on K.J. Jackson to offer him and not offer any other big-time portal quarterbacks to get him.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he saw that, and he's had good quarterbacks, but he saw something in him that, he can be the guy. Whether he watched that Missouri tape or watched back to his high school or
I'm sure he did. I mean, like you said, he watched all the portal tapes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he went back and
this guy
looked at him.
That's one thing he's done. He's made every right move. I mean, reaching out to the players and Houston Nutt and Darren McFadden spoke to the team, and it's fun to see some people like McFadden would say 3 or 4 words in high school. And now he's standing up in front of a team delivering. And I just, how much he's grown as a man, and it's time to get him a statue. I mean, he's up speaking to the team. He's 100% Razorback. He's not complaining about people wearing his number.
Nope.
I mean, heck, we had a defensive lineman wearing his number and he didn't complain. Jaden Daniels is complaining, and we got defensive linemen trotting around. We got reserve wide receivers trotting around with number 5.
Yeah. There have been some weird number 5s, that's for sure.
Yeah, you would think, Arkansas is tone deaf sometimes. You would think if you're the coach and you have the best running back in the history of the program, best football player in the history of the program, and he wore number 5, that would go to your best running back. No, we gave it to a wide receiver and a defensive lineman.
I love that they gave it to Sutton this year, Sutton
Yes,
Smith. And he appreciates it and knows it's such an honor to wear it.
It's another thing that he has done right, Silverfield.
Yeah.
Quietly. He gave Sutton Smith that 5.
Oh. And Sutton, I don't know if he was told about it, educated about that number, if he did it on his own, but he knew all about it.
We're in the process of putting together our Razorback special, and you pretty much get the player they give you. We just asked for one, and we're hoping for Sutton Smith or Hunter Osborne. Those were our top 2, as far as who we're going to get.
Yeah, it's good choices.
Yeah.
What did you think about the decision of Hunter Yurachek to bypass the touchdown club?
I don't see any positive in it. He must be on his way out because you got to think at sometimes beyond yourself and think about the position you're in. You're an athletic director, and if you go to the Little Rock Touchdown Club, you can set the agenda. You can tell Baz, I want to speak, and talk about Community Bank and talk about how much they've raised in the Razorback Foundation and the patches and and what Silverfield has done at that point, good or bad, would probably the tone of your speech.
Yeah.
But this was kind of just so personal that he's got to be on his way out, because if he was announced as a speaker yesterday, it wouldn't even have made a blip. But now it's all over, and it's like he's saying, screw you, Basil, on his way out.
Well, if he doesn't want to take questions, you nailed it. You don't have to take questions from Basil. You don't have to take questions from the crowd. You get up there and
Basil's
talk.
not a gotcha guy. He's about making the speaker look good, and it's the most benign crowd. They are so good about being so good to every speaker that stands up there. And that's what makes the club so special.
Because he's had some controversial guys come in.
Yeah, and he's, in his defense, he's looking for the sound bites that will travel and live forever. And Hunter that wasn't off a question. That was Hunter speaking.
Well, no, Basil was on yesterday, and he gave us the question. Yeah. Basil asked him a question, but he took it in his way, not Basil's way. He wasn't looking for that.
No.
It was just a simple question, and he said that.
Yeah, Basil's not a gotcha guy.
No.
But he set him up yesterday. When he went over all that, that was Baz subtly firing back at the athletic director, because he had those words carefully. I know Baz. And he said everything is true. He has no agenda, zero agenda with that club. And he would like Hunter to be at that meeting. And this is personal. This is Baz complaining about the trophies being in a back end of a Circle K, whatever, up there in Fayetteville. I forget where they're at, instead of on campus and
on display.
Yeah, and stuff that should be done, and the way they're honoring Darren McFadden with like the lottery numbers up in the stands. You got 5, whatever. You got that on your lottery card, 5.
It's a Powerball. That's 5.
77. And but just things that should be done. Baz has no personal agenda against Hunter Yurachek, but this was personal right here. And I got to think he's on his way out, because, how does this serve him publicly in any way? I mean,
I made the point, I didn't care to hear him, because maybe he would put his foot in his mouth again, and it would give us something to talk about. But honestly, there's not a whole lot I get out of hearing him talk.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think there are a lot of fans that were going to go to that anyway to hear him talk. It wouldn't have been a bestseller for David. What he's done by saying no is create a bigger controversy, another controversy that he doesn't need at this point.
Yeah, and people are jumping on it. Everybody wants to get something that's going to get people to react, and that was the comment at the Little Rock Touchdown Club outside of the big name
mystery guest.
The mystery guest. Those two were the big points you would get, but it was all about Hunter not showing up, and I just see no positive in it. To me, that's a guy on his way out, and he said, "Man, I'm going to slap Baz on my way out."
All right, let's see here. I want to make sure they had nothing just specifically for you, because sometimes you walk out and I was like, dang, I didn't see that. I would have asked him, but I think we're clear. Sully, great stuff. I hope you have a good weekend.
Hey, you guys too, and try to stay cool. This is unbelievable. This is incredible, this stretch we're on.
Some of the schools can't even practice.
Yeah, you would think. I would think they have the exhibition games next week.
Mm-hmm.
I would think you'll see some start move back. Jack and I were talking about that. Maybe the 8 or 8:30.
Yeah.
Where it's cooler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That'll be something.
Yeah, I would
starting that late.
I would think they may do that.
Yeah.
Just to
for
get
safety reasons.
Yeah.
For sure.
It starts about 8 o'clock now, 8:15. The sun's going down.
Yeah.
So you could start at around 8.
Yeah. And usually play your starters for a half.
Half, and then the JV plays. So.
Yeah. We'll see.
Thanks, Sully. Yep. Good job, as always. We got to take a break. We'll come back. Neil Atkinson will join us. This is Out of Bounds.
Fence Brokers presents Razorback Graffiti every Monday with Morning Mayhem. One sentence to let the guys know how you feel about the Razorbacks. From Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday gave us our first large batch of preseason NFL action, with the Bengals beating the Lions 16-14, the Steelers beating the Packers 28-9 behind a stellar performance from rookie QB Drew Aller. The Colts and Patriots tied at 13. The Chargers took down the Texans 27-7. Titans beat the 49ers 19-13, and the Cardinals took down the Raiders 27-14 in Fernando Mendoza's debut. Former Arkansas Razorback Mike Washington led both teams in rushing in that game with 63 yards. Today's preseason preseason games include the Broncos versus the Falcons, Buccaneers and Jets, and the Dolphins against the Commanders. In the MLB, only a few division leaders were in action yesterday. The White Sox still lead the AL Central after a 9-8 loss to Cincinnati, and the NL West leading Dodgers lost 5-4 to the leaders in the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers. And in the Field of Dreams game, Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs into the corn as the Phillies beat the Twins 7-1. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Everybody knows the Brad Hendricks Law Firm is famous for car wrecks, big truck crashes, and medical negligence cases. But they do a lot more than that. They help good people who can benefit from bankruptcy. And they also help older folks who had their Social Security claims denied. When you need a lawyer, call the firm that is pure Arkansas, where you won't ever be just a number. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Howie, unfortunately, every good thing has to come to an end, and the summer of 1,000 engagements at Robert Irwin Jewelers is ending this Saturday, and it makes me sad.
If you want a happy ending, you got to get to Robert Irwin Jewelers. Summer of 1,000 engagements is ending this Saturday, and remember, you're going to save up to 40% off your engagement ring, plus you're going to get a free diamond wedding band when you spend $3,499 or more. You got to get to Robert Irwin Jewelers.
It ends this Saturday, and you never disappoint. Bigger, brighter diamonds.
Better prices.
Robert Irwin Jewelers or online at rijewelers.com.
Free financing.
If you're a bank needing GLBA compliance or a defense contractor looking for CMMC compliance, meet the team at Network Services Group with tailored solutions to help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape, allowing you to focus on what matters most, your clients and your growth. Don't gamble with compliance. Network Services Group, your partner in GLBA and CMMC compliance.
Services Group. One call does it all.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Honda of Russellville's 47th anniversary celebration. Celebrate with big savings store-wide. Register to win a 2026 Honda HR Forest Edition 4-Track Foreman 4x4 with a powerful 518cc engine and long travel suspension to tackle every job and trail. It's Honda of Russellville, Arkansas's #1 Honda powerhouse dealer. Visit HondaofRussellville.com today. Honda recommends the Foreman for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most.
See Shelter Agent Jeremiah Matthews in Little Rock, Sam Eklund in Star City, or Agent Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff today.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, leaders in hay equipment with Vermeer hay products. HenardFoothills.com.
Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are. Hey, hey, I told ya, riding with my top down and my jury on. Hey, I'm just getting my hood on. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. Hey, 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 hey. I said I'm riding with my top down and my jury on. Hey, I'm just getting my hood on. I'm in the hood bouncing, spray it like a fountain, money like a mountain. Tell me why you pouting. I know why you pouting, cause we getting paid.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go straight to the hotline. Bringing Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Saracen's got some big news coming. I saw the tweets. What's going on, Neil? Tell everybody.
Oh, are you talking about the poker tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to bring the first regulated large tournament format series to Arkansas in October 6th through the 11th. It's part of the Gulf Coast Poker Tour. If you're a poker person in the area, You've done their events in Louisiana, over in Tunica, had a big event over in Pearl River, and, of course, they do the $1 Million Heater every year in Biloxi in January. And they've actually expanded and had an event out in Vegas during the World Series of Poker. And I've known these guys for years from my previous life at other properties, and now that we got this event center and a hotel, I wanted to run a poker tournament as soon as I got here. Just didn't have the facilities, but boy, we went from nothing. We went from the outhouse to the penthouse with our hotel in the event center. If you've been to any event down there, it's a first class, and that's where the poker tournament's going to be. Going to have 30 tables. The main event's going to be a $300,000 guarantee, only a $600 entry. So kind of sticking my neck out on that guarantee for the very first one, but just the reception that we've seen when we announced it, I'm not too worried about it at all.
How many players in all will that be?
Well, the main event, you are able to enter up to 5 times in the event, starting on Thursday. So we got 2 flights a day, and one flight on Thursday, 2 flights on Friday, and 2 flights on Saturday. And then everybody that has bagged will come back and we'll play it out on Sunday the 11th. And if you play in the very first one, we got double bag bonuses to where if you bag in 2 events, you win $5,000 and you're already up. So yeah, we've got some nice multi-bag events. We're going to have a seniors event. Going to open the tournament with the seniors event. We'll have a ladies event. We'll have a rookies event because there are some professional players that do come to these. And we have a rookies event to where you have to have under a certain score on the Hendon Mob. And we're going to have a social media contest on Gulf Coast Poker.net where they'll give away free seats in social media contests. And most of the tournaments right now that we're going to start doing here in a couple of weeks, we're going to give a free seat away either during the tournament, either to the winner of the tournament, or we're going to do a random draw on the lower buy-ins just to give everybody a chance and all of my locals a chance to be able to get in that bigger tournament.
Still some openings for these tournaments?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We actually going to have a special rate. If you'll go to our site, there's a link for a special rate while this tournament's going up for that. And like I said, we may have online sign up. I'm trying to put that together. But for our first event like this, we may not go with the online setup because it adds, debit cards and things like that, which is a little bit, you have to be on your P's and Q's and do that one exactly. But, it's all going to be, cash buy-in. You can show up. We'll get you in. We're going to have 30 additional tables up there, so we can sit 300 at any time. And with five chances to enter this thing, you're going to be able to get a seat, and you shouldn't have to worry about being an alternate or anything. And we do that on purpose. Now, if I have 600 people show up, it might be, but that would be a champagne problem to have if that many show up. But I think it's going to be a big one, and I think it's going to be great for the state, great for the region, and elevate our poker game here in Arkansas.
Neil Atkinson with us on Bet Saracen with Bet Saracen. Hey, Neil, football is back. We had it on TV again last night. We got it on tonight, Saturday. Are the bettors taking notice of preseason games or staying away?
They are betting, but they're not firing away the mortgage at them or anything. The average bet for the preseason games is about 20% of what the average bet would be on a regular game. But remember, you've only got scoring, outcome bets, quarter scoring props, and things of that nature. You don't have any player props. And I mean, we know how people are. They love to do the parlays and they love to put the anytime touchdowns and things of that nature. And those are just, these games, the way they were done, they're just not conducive. So, but yeah, last night it was great. I watched about 3 of them. The nightcap was the Titans versus San Francisco. And other than my eyes bleeding by the end of the game, I enjoyed it. As a Titans fan, that is, even though they won the game, they had their primary players in for the first 3 series, and it's going to be a long season. I don't think you're welcome to bet the Titans to win the Super Bowl on the props this year after what I saw last night, but I wouldn't be counting my chickens before they hatch on that one.
Did you see the former Razorback, Fernando Carmona, started at right guard for your Chiefs? I mean, your Titans?
No, that Titans, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. That was nice. So, looks like he's going to get some playing time this year. Yeah. So, but yeah, their offense, their defense looked a little bit better than last year. But there's not that many Titans fans around here. I just grew up in Nashville, and of course the Super Bowl is going to be there in 2030 with that new stadium. So they may get a little play, but we're entrenched with Kansas City and Dallas fans here, and Dallas is the last game on Saturday night. And heck, I mean, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'll see what the heat index is going to be. I'm going to be watching baseball, preseason football, and some WNBA games tomorrow. I'm not going to be out in this hot heat.
Neil, you don't like the uniform change and going back to original colors, those Oilers colors?
Well, yeah, I like the uniforms, but I'm kind of being a stubborn fan. I'm saying I'm not going to invest in any new merch until the team wins at least 8 teams in a season. So I may not have any new merch for a while, or I could have some towards the end of the season. That's just me, because Titans have been pretty much the whipping boy of the NFL the last couple of years, and now that we got Robert Saleh, maybe that will change it. But I'm gonna wait and see. I think some Arkansas fans are a little bit like that right now. But I think the prognosis for Arkansas is better than what a lot of people are getting them. I mean, I was doing some analysis on the SP Plus, ESPN SP Plus rankings, and there's a few little bright spots in there. According to was it Bill Conley? He's got that with ESPN that does that. I mean, they've got them ranked 14th using SP Plus, and that's a production type rating. It's a little bit different. But I like that rating, and we use it a lot in our bookmaking and our line setting, that SP Plus formula. So if you look at that, SEC is got the dominance, on that one, followed by the Big Ten. But if Arkansas was any other conference but the SEC, they would be the middle of the pack, or they're ranked 44th on Bill Conley's SP Plus. So. I mean, it's not as bad, and I think Kentucky and Mississippi State are ranked lower there, and it has no reflection on the AP 25 or the Coaches Poll 25. It's just an analytical with production and returning players and things of that nature. And like I said, us bookmakers like to take a glance at it a lot.
Neil Atkinson with us, and speaking of the Razorbacks, I saw the player props out for the season totals, and you got some season totals for Arkansas out there available only on Bet Saracen. Some really cool stuff. We've discussed a couple of those at great length.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. I mean, we haven't taken a lot of action on them yet, and of course, we get the week before the season, or we get the opening weekend. Out of respect for Rick, I won't say week 0, but I said it. But anyway, I love teasing him with that one. But yeah, I think once we get after this weekend and next weekend, we're going to start seeing a big fire up on that. Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking at the regular season wins. It's still holding at 4.5. Bill Conley's SP Plus, they have them winning 4.4 games, if that means anything to you. Regular season conference wins. The over and under's at 2.5, and the other market that I like that we're actually getting a little bit more play on is exact regular season wins with exactly 4 is the betting favorite at plus 325, and I'm just glad to see one or fewer is the worst one on the board, but I think 5 is a good possibility. You get 4-1 on that one, and then if they can sneak up and if they sneak up and do something, exactly 6 win is plus 600. But with what happened last year, and this new coach, I just got a feeling as a bookmaker from a liabilities perspective, this team may perform a little bit better, especially when I saw those SP Plus rankings. Utah's only ranked 30, by the way, so there's not as much gap between Utah and Arkansas. And with that returning team, I think that lowered their score a little bit. So, lack of returning players lowered their score a little bit. So, I don't think it's all gloom and doom for this year. I actually am pretty positive. And as a bookmaker, I want to see Arkansas do very well because, even though we may lose money on the Arkansas games, that makes people bet more on all the other ones. So, if Arkansas is my loss leader, I'm kind of happy.
How about promotions and specials currently at Bet Saracen?
Yeah, since we're at the kind of the slow period time of the year, there's not a heavy bunch of promotions, and we may be sandbagging a little bit getting ready for football season. But with the NFL preseason, we've got a 50% no sweat bet on parlays for NFL preseason. And of course, we just run this every day because it's so easy, and there's so many different smaller, less other than Major League Baseball, and the WNBA is coming prominent, maybe for the wrong reasons, but we just do the any sport 25% parlay boost. That way, because there's so many different smaller sports in action right now, it's not limited just on one. But NFL always will warrant its own special promotions that are tied to it. And don't forget that Pick'em leaderboard. That's been a lot of fun. I've been playing each day. I've missed 1 or 2 days, but of course I can't win. But I did one day 5 or 6 is the best that I did. But that was been a fun one. We got a lot of engagement on that, and you can just win free money. And heck, one day we had 6 people that went 6 for 6. I think it was Tuesday. And if they would have done their parlays with that, they would have, because you got an option to just submit it as a free entry under that Pick'em, or you can also insert it into a parlay. And the neat thing is it will pre-populate that parlay. You can bet as little as $1 on it. If you want to flick off a team or add a different team, you can do that. But yeah, that's a lot of fun, and we made it easy. And that Pick 6 was real popular on fantasy sports, so heck, it really is a parlay. And so, hey, let's make a new way to bet it, an easy way to bet it, and it's really easy. You just pick the winner or the loser of the on the money line of the baseball games right now.
I've enjoyed it. That's for. I think it is. It's a good competition. It's something just fun to do. Hey, I got a question here from you on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. They want me to ask you if the poker room is open every day of the week right now.
Currently, right now, we are not operating on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but we do have plans, probably prior to the October tournament, to be running 7 days a week. On the weekends, we try to run 24/7, and during the week, we just keep playing until the last game breaks. And we had games go until 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Of course, we had the big concerts in there with Johnny Gill and John Legend, but we had games going until 6 a.m. in the morning, early Saturday morning and early Friday morning. But right now, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the room is dark, but we expect to be full, 7 days a week, probably around October. But as we gear up for that tournament, and we'll be ready for it. I've already got 31 tournament dealers that have already committed and are sending their applications into the Gaming Commission on Monday, all in one big packet. So I've already secured the staff for the tournament, so we're going to be in good shape. And these are the same dealers. I mean, heck, my dealer coordinator runs the World Series of Poker dealer coordinating. So we've got a top-notch crackerjack staff here, and we're excited about this poker tournament, and we're going to do it right.
Awesome. That's some great news. Any other, great news to tease us about?
As soon as some ink gets on some paper and all that paperwork gets done, I anticipate probably next Friday I'll be able to talk about it. And if it gets out sooner than that, I'll make sure I'll give you a call, and I'll be available to be on the show to talk about it. But there is a big announcement with Bet Saracen coming up. Bet Saracen is not going anywhere. It's just that we're going to have some access to the state-of-the-art technology, and we're gonna and we're the partner that we're going to be doing this with. People will know, and I just better shut up before I say something that I'm not supposed to say until it's official. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think people are going to be very, very happy with the direction that we're going.
I had my finger on the dump button just in case you said something. I was going to take care of you.
Well, I mean, it's tempting, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, people ask me, goes, hey, how do you feel about that? You bet Bell Saracen. Well, I didn't build Bet Saracen. I got the privilege of being the leadership of it and working with some great people. And like I say, the only way I can look good is they make me look good, and they look good. So there's a great team, and we have a lot emotionally invested into it. But we understand that technology changes, and this is just going to give us the resources to be second to none, and we're always going to do that. And again, we didn't knee-jerk reaction when the competitors come in the state. We wanted to look, evaluate, and make sure that we could still have our local voice, be able to still do our double R props, because most national operators don't let you do stuff like that. We're going to have our double R props. They want me engaged with the media like I am now doing these shows, and it's going to be a great partnership, and it's in competition. Like I said, when they first came in, it's just going to make us all better. And now I'm ready to leapfrog the other two, and give Arkansasians what they deserve in a sports book. We had a good sports book before then, but heck, now that we're going to have access to some great technology, it's going to be even better.
The players win. That's what it's all about. Neil, you always have a time slot with us. Whenever that news breaks, you let me know. We'll get you on here.
Will do, sir. And I'll be on travel on Monday, but I'll be back in time by I should land around about 3 o'clock. I don't think it's going to break on Monday. I think it's going to maybe break Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm reading the tea leaves. But like I said, if it does break, then I'll make sure I'll get on the horn with you.
Sweet. Neil, have a great weekend. Thanks, man.
Everybody stay safe and stay hydrated out there. And if it's too hot to be outside, as a bookmaker, not that I'm biased or anything, it's okay to go inside and do a little betting and a little live betting during these games, these preseason games in baseball and WNBA. I won't be mad at you for it. But as always, bet with your head not over it. Keep it fun and entertaining. Have a great one, everybody.
Thank you, Neil. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. We'll come back and take your calls. 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
August Friday nights in Arkansas mean one thing. High school football is back. Whether you're tailgating, hauling coolers, or cheering from the stands, Guatney Chevrolet's got the ride for game day. Right now, get a 2026 Silverado at 0% for 60 months. Or drive home a brand new Equinox for just $289 a month. Pre-owned vehicles start at just $199 a month, and we will pay your sales tax. Visit us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Mickey Henard for Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy. We've been selling and servicing Kubota equipment since 1991. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, we pride ourselves in an honest sales experience and unmatched service after the sale. We carry Kubota tractors, mowers, construction, and hay equipment. If you allow us to be your Kubota dealer of choice, we promise not to let you down. Come see us on Main Street in Searcy. Henard Foothills Equipment, we're your hometown Kubota dealer no matter where you live.
This little light of mine, it isn't loud, it doesn't demand attention. It shows up, it stays steady, it shines when it matters most. I'm Renata Jenkins Byler, and my family has spent generations answering a calling to serve families with care, dignity, and respect. It is our greatest honor to be a light in your family's time of need. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Arkansans recently bade farewell to legendary Razorback Bill Burnett. His ability to get the football in the end zone was only matched by the difference he made in countless lives. Burnett's leadership in the fellowship of Christian athletes was a natural outgrowth of his faith in the Lord, and he was never shy about sharing his faith with others. Arkansas is a better place because of Bill Burnett. May God bless his family and make his memory a blessing for generations. If you want to be part of a winning team, put your application in at doublebees.com, and you can work for a successful Arkansas company serving Arkansans. We would love to have you on the Double Bees team. Double Bees, it's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double Bees.
So, DJ Williams, football expert, I know you like rankings.
Well, yes, I do.
Well, which buffet in Central Arkansas was recently rated the best in the state and number 15 in the country?
Oh, that's easy. My favorite, the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton.
So, in addition to football, you know food too.
Are you kidding me? Look at me. Yes, I know food too. You have 200 items on that buffet.
Did you look at my notes?
I eat at the Wood Grill Buffet and I take it all in.
When are we open?
Another easy one. Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
You the man.
I'm here with Laura Beth from Kaufman by Design West. Kaufman has over 7,000 square feet of beautiful new home decor pieces and design specialists on staff. See, that would be important for somebody like me who is design challenged.
Yeah, we have design specialists on staff and everything you need from lighting to flooring, designer hardware, and more.
And gift cards are available too. Check them out now. Kaufman by Design West, out west past Taylor Loop, 14900 Cantrell Road.
Or visit us online at kaufmanlumber.com.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join Rick Schaefer and I every afternoon on Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. We'll talk with great guests like Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Trey Biddy, Hogsports.com, Kevin Bohannon, and a whole lot more. It's all right here from 4 to 7 on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, selling and servicing Kubota's full line of equipment since 1991. HenardFoothills.com. Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Glad you're with us. Final segment. If you want to jump in, we got a chance. Open line, 661-1037. Also, take a look at the Middleton Heat and Air text line. You got a lot of stuff over here. Wes, I'd like your honest opinion. I try to always be honest. If you're a Czech where the AD at LSU, Alabama, Georgia, or any SEC school for that matter, his butt would have already been run out of town on a rail a long time ago, and you know that is a fact. When is Arkansas going to get serious about football? Yeah, well, that was what they tried to do in the offseason after Coach Pittman was let go. Try to get serious about football. They got more resources for the new head coach, Coach Silverfield. We were told that they would now be midway in the pack in the SEC when it comes to resources for football. We'll see if that ends up happening on the field in year one, but it's a start to give them what they need. But, yes, if you have an AD that's not successful at raising money in the SEC, he would be on his way out of town. No argument whatsoever. Donald says, Wes, what is your take on special teams? Have you heard anything about how our field goal kicker may be? Yeah, the field goal kicker came from Tennessee. He had an up-and-down career at Tennessee. He's got experience. I think that was a good portal addition for them. They have been pleased with him. Of course, what else are they going to say during the fall camp? They did also bring in another kicker with a very strong leg that looks like is going to be the kickoff specialist, but he has a history of making like something over 60 yards. And you never know. You might see him in a special situation. But Max Gilbert is the kicker, and the Georgia State kicker is Braden McAllister. Looks like he'll be the guy that's going to kick off. Punting-wise, we did hear from the Coach Lunsford last Friday, I want to say it is. And they were pleased with Gavin Rush. And now he is young and hasn't kicked. He redshirted last year. And they brought in Jesse Elrich from Cal Poly, and he does have experience punting. Reading between the lines, it seemed like they like Gavin Rush and what he does in practice, but he's never done it in an SEC stadium. And so they wanted to have somebody with some college kicking experience. Not that kicking at Cal Poly, punting the ball, is the same as SEC either, but at least it is some experience in college. Zach in Palestine, no highlights for the Packers. Lord, we looked pathetic last night. Yep, I would say. Joe, do we have Packers highlights? I'm guessing no.
Winners highlights.
Winners. Okay. Hey, Wes, watching those highlights, you could tell whether it was right-handed or left-handed quarterback by the spin of the ball. I couldn't. Maybe you could. If you could, tell me who it was through that interception. Because they clip it to where basically the ball's coming in right to the DB's hands. So you're not watching a whole lot of this spin of the ball. Ask him. Oh, I asked about the poker room. Have y'all discussed Isaiah Seeley getting arrested and what it might mean for him with the program? We have not. Not any details have come out, just the charges. Unfortunate. I'm never going to hammer a kid for being dumb and making stupid mistakes because I was one of them at one point, and I have kids, and I know they make mistakes. And he made a mistake, and it appears with the charges that were reported. We'll see. We'll see what Cal says. I feel bad for Isaiah, honestly. I read some of the comments, and I'm like, God, people are so cruel. I mean, dumb. First of all, he's a young man who made a mistake, apparently. He just tore his ACL, we believe. We were told he had a significant knee injury and is out for the year. So he's got a significant knee injury. He's not playing this season. It's been a bad summer. Not making excuses for him. I'm just saying, throw this on top. I feel bad for Isaiah Seeley. He worked so hard all offseason to try to get into the rotation. This happens, and then now this happens, and he's got to be down. He needs his teammates right now. He needs that coaching staff. He needs the help, and I bet Calipari gives it to him. I don't see Coach Calipari kicking and dismissing him off the team in a time like this. I'm sure there'll be some tough love, and there'll be some punishment at some point, but just I hated it. I hate to see it.
Yeah, it is just unfortunate. That's all you can say about it, and hopefully he can put in the work to get through it and get back to where he wants to be.
JW says, Wes, what is the main thing that's keeping you from thinking Arkansas will not make a bowl? And what is the one thing that got you thinking we will? The main thing, like, the more I study the defense, I mean, I like these pieces, and I've said it. I love Christian Harrison at safety, Joker Johnson at one of the corners. I love Sackham Souls, Steven Souls. I think he's going to provide a pass rush on the opposite side of Quincy Rhodes. I think they have depth at the defensive tackle where they can rotate guys, keep them fresh, and they have size at defensive tackle. The linebackers look solid. There's a lot to like about the defense. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be a shutdown defense and he holds teams under 20 points a game. I just think they're going to be a lot better. I love the running back room. I think the offensive line is solid. I think the wide receiver room is solid. If Chris Marshall steps up and is a go-to guy, or they find anyone that is a number one legit wide receiver that can be a game changer, and I think the offense is good if the quarterback play is there. That's it. I mean, I would make a nice bet that they go get 6 wins and take advantage of Bet Saracen if I knew KJ was going to deliver, or AJ. But if they do deliver, then that does make me think this is going to be a better team than everybody thinks. If KJ can be just an average SEC quarterback, it's like they said, they don't need KJ to go out and make these huge plays and win games. Just be solid. Don't lose games.
Well, it means that everybody around has to be good and play at a certain level also.
Hour number 3 next.
Folks, Jeff Peters here at Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton. You know, I hear a lot of dealers advertising that they have the best price or no one can beat their deal and all these big claims, but you and I know we all buy these new cars from the same spot and we pay the same price. We understand it all boils down to you and where you decide to buy a vehicle. I want to invite you out to show you, not tell you, how fun and easy it is to buy with us. So make the short drive to Hagen's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Morrilton today or check us out online at HagensMotors.com. Welcome to the family.
At Our Care, we're more than clinics. We're neighbors caring for neighbors. From checkups and stitches to ongoing health concerns and behavioral health support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists are here for every stage of life. Medications are simple, with local and home delivery pharmacy options. No insurance? We can help, and no one is ever turned away. With more than 100 locations across the Mid-South, affordable care is always nearby. Find a clinic close to you at ourcare.net.
Fried green tomato salad is back and better than ever at Eat My Catfish. It'll only be here for a limited time. Stop by or order online from any of their 5 Eat My Catfish locations to try this delicious fan favorite today. Eat fresh, eat local, Eat My Catfish.
When you want to know the score, it's on KABZ Little Rock.
He's open, complete at the 10, the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
103.7 The Buzz.
Luigi Mangione is said to plead guilty to stalking charges related to the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in December of 2024. Lawyers on both sides have declined to comment, but today's hearing was unexpectedly requested by both sides. Mangione could change his mind about the plea. The plea will be in his federal case and not the state case where he is currently facing a second-degree murder and weapons charges. And back here at home, a man wanted out of Lonoke County is still on the run. Officials are looking for 41-year-old Lucas Underwood. Sheriff's deputies were called to the South Bend area for a domestic dispute yesterday morning. When they got there, witnesses told them that Underwood barricaded himself inside the camper. After an unsuccessful negotiations to get him out, deputies went inside, but he was not there. The sheriff's office says they learned Underwood went out the back door before deputies arrived there. Once again, if you see him, please call the sheriff's office. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Kara Case, Jessica Rockwell.
Benihana special, $5. Your choice, sushi rolls and chicken fried rice, $5. Come see us at Benihana Bar Monday through Wednesday, lunch and dinner.
Extreme heat warnings and heat advisories remain in place across all of Arkansas through at least Sunday, likely to be extended into next week as the triple digits continue in the forecast. Mostly sunny skies, a breezy west-southwesterly wind, and that wildfire risk remains. Small rain chances start to emerge early next week into the later part of next week, but again, they are small. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Arkansas Storm Team meteorologist Jenna Warner.
Start off the week with Morning Mayhem broadcasting on location from the new location of Max Strength Fitness on Canis in West Little Rock. It's the ultimate anti-gym. If you're 40 or older and want to get stronger, protect your health, and feel like yourself again, it's the place. Claim your 2 free workouts today at maxstrengthfitness.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agents Jeff Hodge, Tony Smith, or Agent Jay Helm in Little Rock today.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
We got the big deals.
Steve, we've traded for more vehicles than I've ever seen before during our Make This the Summer Sales event at the Big Lot. Chris Crane, Dodge Jeep Ram.
We sure have, Terry. We've got dozens of vehicles under $25,000, and we've got payments to fit any budget.
These vehicles are inspected for safety, and our banks love to say yes. So come see us at the Big Lot. Chris Crane, Dodge Jeep Ram, Alcoa Road in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
Ready for a getaway? Donate blood with Our Blood Institute at select drives during the Getaway Your Way Blood Drives, August 15th through the 22nd in Central Arkansas. Every donor will be entered for a chance to win an Arkansas getaway valued at $2,000 plus a $500 prize pack. You'll also score a limited edition t-shirt and a theme park ticket of your choice. One donation can make all the difference for local patients, and it could send you on your next adventure. Find a Getaway Your Way blood drive convenient for you at obi.org/events.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's
time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios, it's Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
With my accountant lips, in fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good, won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down, we playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone.
What's trending in the world of sports is sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansas with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Were there 6 preseason games last night?
Yes. Yeah, got a fill for them.
We have highlights of all 6. All right. Start off, Bengals and Lions.
2nd and goal for the 4. Flacco throwing wide. And a Cincinnati touchdown.
Go Flacco! Bengals win 16-14 over the Lions. I'm a Flacco fan now after watching quarterbacks. He's a good dude.
He still wants to play at a high level and feels like he can be the guy somewhere, but he's in a good situation also.
Yeah. Well, Burrow's got to prove he can stay healthy for an entire season. If he can't, well, they got Flacco.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect that he's going to play at some point, it would seem like. And even though during that game last night, Joe Burrow took a sack and got hit a couple of times, and people are always worried that he's playing these preseason games with his injury history. He needs to get down in these situations because he got hurt in a preseason game last year.
Throw it away. Steelers, Packers.
Maller's going to keep it himself, and he rolls into the end zone. Maller again rolling left. Finds it, and it's a touchdown for Region.
Aller throws a pretty ball.
Thought all quarterbacks played good last night. Mason Rudolph missed one attempt, and so he's 10 of 11 on completions. Drew Aller had 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing, couple of passing touchdowns. Will Howard led a touchdown drive, so they all did some good things. And it's going to be that competition that comes down to the end. They're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks unless there's an injury.
McCarthy getting it done in Pittsburgh. Watch out.
That's preseason.
4 touchdown drives. That's nice. Let's go to the Colts and Patriots.
Looking in the end zone. Got it. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Patriots. Richardson will charge forward. That should be enough.
They ended a tie?
It did end in a tie.
Did they go to overtime?
They don't go to overtime preseason games.
They just stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason they ended in a tie was they kicked a long field goal at the end because you want to practice on everything, game situations. Kicked a long field goal at the end to tie it. If they had been in scoring range, say if they were, 20 within, they wouldn't have kicked a field goal. They would have gone for a 4th and goal or whatever the situation was. We saw that in a Hall of Fame game last week. They could have tied it, but they went for it on 4th and goal because you need to practice those situations.
13-13. I don't think Hunter Henry played. I looked.
Probably not.
I didn't see any stats.
No,
for him.
probably not. A.J. Brown, Drake May, many of their starters sat.
Cardinals and Raiders.
Mendoza, quick throw, low, it's caught! The Mandalorian with his first Raider touchdown, and goes to Jack Bess.
And because of that game, head coach Clint Kubiak, Raiders head coach, said that he felt like all their quarterbacks played well. And he said that they're all deserving first-team reps. He said that's something we're talking about as a coaching staff, whether it's Aiden O'Connell, Kirk, or Fernando. All three guys deserve first-team reps. We got to find a way to put a plan together on how we're going to split them up.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, 5 of 6, led him on a touchdown drive. Fernando was 10 of 16, had a touchdown. Aiden O'Connell was just 4 of 13. Mike Washington busted off a long 53-yard run for the Raiders. He finished, that's the good news. The bad news, he had 5 other carries for 10 yards. So 5 for 10, but he had the one big one, and it was impressive. Little I formation, handoff up the middle. Fullback gets a good block on the linebacker, cuts off of that. Makes a guy miss, then uses his stiff arm, gets away.
Only problem was running that 4-3-3, he got caught.
I think the guy had the angle.
Yeah, okay. He's supposed to be able to outrun. When they were showing those highlights, Maurice Jones-Drew and Mike Robinson, a couple former running backs, they mentioned that as well. They're like, this guy, he's a blazer. He should be able to outrun and get there, get to that end zone.
Yeah. I didn't think it was like he looked slow or anything. And plus, he was stiff-arming a guy while that safety's already taking off running, had a head start on him. And then he had the angle, and he slowed up trying to juke him a little bit. And then he took off again and tried to outrun him to the corner.
Got to be able to finish sometimes, though.
Well, they finished on the next play, scored a touchdown, or 2 plays later.
I'm sure for Mike Washington, though, he wanted it just as bad. He wanted to be able to finish that run.
Got the Chargers and Texans.
3rd down and goal. Uyunglele throws across his body into the end zone for a touchdown. Rolling left, throws back across his body, and a strike to Devontae Ross for 6.
Chargers beat the Texans 27-7. Titans, 49ers.
Pollard, right side, cuts it back. Touchdown, Titans!
There you go. Titans win 19-13. That was one of those games at the very end of the half. 49ers tried a long field goal. I think it was 61 yards, and they missed it. And there were still, about 10 seconds left on the clock. And so the Raiders ran one play, picked up about 10 yards, called timeout. They kicked a long 60-yard field goal and made it right at the half.
There you go, practicing those game situations. A couple more NFL notes. Falcons edge rusher James Pierce Jr., he had a domestic violence charge in February, and because of that, league has suspended him 8 games for violating personal conduct policy. And also it's been announced that Troy Aikman is going to have some similar restrictions put on him that Tom Brady is dealing with. Aikman is a Miami Dolphins consultant, and so for some of these production meetings before Monday Night Football, he won't be allowed in teams' facilities. He'll have to do video conferences prior to those production meetings. He'll have to do them remotely. Same thing Tom Brady has as those restrictions.
Just saw this on Twitter, too. Titans defensive back Nazeeh Johnson receives a 6-game suspension from the NFL for testing positive for banned substances found in a fertility drug. Johnson was trying to have a child. He says he was told it was okay. It was okay to take it.
He needs to appeal that. And he may not get it completely thrown out, but he can get it reduced for sure.
Or whoever told him it was okay needs to be fired. If it was somebody with the team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows where he got it from as far as saying that it was okay, but he should be in a position to get that reduced.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. We'll start with the Reds and White Sox.
Pretty well hit left field. Antonacci fading back, deep track at the wall, gone! Gino's fourth in 5 games, make it 9 in his last 24.
Towards the ground. Oh, that's hit hard.
Tyler Stevenson cranks one deep left center field. Gone!
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
A 3-run shot, his 11th of the year. And the Reds are doubling up the White Sox 8-4.
They go on to win that game 9-8. Now we'll go to the Mariners and Yankees.
Driven out to left field and deep. Going back is Jones on the track at the wall. See ya. A home run for Weston Wilson. Just the second home run allowed by Fried all year. It's 1-0 Seattle.
That was it. All the scoring. Mariners win 1-0. Brewers, Dodgers.
And Bowers on the ground through base hit. Here comes Churio, and he will score. And the Brewers take the lead in the 9th. Another 2-strike hit. Jake Bowers puts the Brewers in front.
And the Brewers win it 5-4. That was a good matchup. Division leaders. Last night we had the Field of Dreams game. Now before the game, Barry Bonds talked a little bit. Here's a question for Bryce Harper before the game.
I got a present for you, Bryce. Do you still have that bat I gave you? What did you do with it?
I do, actually. It's at my house. I will always have that bat. Don't worry about that.
In a safe place. More on Barry Bonds and playing baseball like his dad.
What did it mean to you to be able to share this great game with your father?
Well, I wouldn't do that. Have my dad walk out that corner and play catch with my father. I'll run the bases and give my son a kiss at home plate. I can't explain. It make me emotional.
Right, I was going to say, can you please not? Because I've got fake eyelashes on and they'll slide off of my face. Again, it's just a wonderful, beautiful sentiment to fathers and their sons, so many of whom are out here tonight. And you see those images of Barry with his dad, Bobby. Who introduced you to baseball? What age?
My dad and my mom when I was 4 years old.
4? Mm-hmm. Were you good?
I guess. I don't know. I don't remember.
How did it turn out?
Yeah, a couple of fun moments before that game where they had Hall of Famers there on set and got to discuss plenty of things and reminisce.
Then there was the game itself, Phillies and Twins.
Schwarber with a shot out to the corn in right. Keisha back, and it's gone! What a way to open the ball game! A corn-fueled Schwarbomb! Oh, did he get him again?
Golly, man, I'm telling you.
Right,
that wind's bringing it back.
Circling under.
Oh! Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Off the glove!
No, he didn't.
Oh, my God.
He had it.
Home run. And 7-1 your final score. Phillies beat the Twins.
With NBA schedule being announced, Minnesota Timberwolves, they made an announcement that they'll retire Kevin Garnett's jersey, and it's going to be when they play Boston Celtics on February 28th. So a couple of his former teams getting together, and Timberwolves are going to honor him in retiring his number 21.
That's cool. It's a good way to do it. Real quick, we got a minute or two before we get to Brian Edwards. A lot of stuff coming in on the Middleton Eat and Air text line. There we go. Zach wants to know, does Jerry Jones contribute to the football program? I don't think he can. I think there's a rule in place. I've heard this before, that NFL teams, owners, cannot contribute to NIL funds to their colleges.
Well, so he can contribute to other colleges? Because he does. He contributes to Texas Tech and SMU.
Jerry does?
Yeah.
To
so
the
I don't think
football
it's
program, or to like he did with Arkansas and
I don't
built the Jerry. What is the facility? The nutrition center.
Yeah, I don't know specifics as if it's restricted for NIL, but and I don't think there would be any restrictions where you can't contribute to your own university but another. So he does in some sense, but he does to other universities also. Just don't know what capacity.
Let's see if a quick Google search. Direct payments from NFL owners to athletes are not allowed under NCAA rules. The NCAA prohibits schools from making direct NIL payments to student athletes, and NFL owners are considered part of the school's institutional structure when they own a team. That means an NFL owner cannot simply give money to an athlete for using their name, image, or likeness.
So no NIL.
Indirect contributions are possible through collectives. Many universities have formed collectives, groups of donors, businesses, blah, blah, blah. As a result, donations to these collectives are generally non-deductible for the donor, unlike a typical charitable contribution. So there you go. So he couldn't sign somebody to an NIL deal, but he can contribute to maybe like the All-In Fund, something like that.
All-In Fund, isn't that funny that it's all in and those are his words?
Yeah. Maybe that's where he got it. Or maybe
that's
where they got it.
They got it.
But we know, Zach, that the Jones family has made significant contributions to the University of Arkansas. 501 says, does the fact that players now get paid change how we should react to their issues of court? Typically employees now. They're technically employees now, so they should have different standards. Well, that's one of the things that, Chris Turner said, that if they had a collective bargaining agreement and they were real employees of a university, then you could have stuff like that. Or you could have a bad game and you just fire them for just cause, right? And that's why he said collective bargaining doesn't have all the great benefits that some people think. There's some definite drawbacks. I still think of him as a young man who made a mistake. I don't care how much money he is making, because people make mistakes, and he is a young man who made a mistake. So I'm willing to forgive and forget and hope that he learns from his mistake and fixes whatever issues he has. But I'm not going to tell you how you should think. You can think however you want to now that they're getting paid. Savage says, Wes, is all this heat on Hunter Yurachek legit? What's the pros and cons with him? Well, the heat is legit, no doubt about it, especially from fans. All you have to do is look on social media or listen to the radio or, heck, I talk to my friends. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of heat on Hunter.
Well, some fans would think there are no pros.
Well,
when it comes to
pros, I will say this. I'm trying to think of something positive. He does care about all the sports. I mean, he is a true sports fan, and whether it's softball, volleyball, soccer, he is there for them. And that was part of the con, because you remember when revenue sharing started, he was sharing a lot of that pie with these other sports and leaving less for football. And football is the one that makes you the most money. And if the football program is struggling, that's a bad look on the athletic department. That has since changed, and so they're giving more of the pie to football to help football be better and hopefully raise more money for everybody. Cons, I think you know my cons. You got to be a great fundraiser in this day and age. One of the worst things for an injured athlete is feeling disconnected from the team. Coaches need to be intentional about keeping an injured player involved. They should have taken him to the Bahamas trip. Did he not go to the Bahamas? I don't know. If you're saying that, I have no idea. But maybe he was rehabbing. Maybe he had surgery. Maybe he couldn't go. I don't know the circumstances. Alex writes in, you said you've been watching Silo. Is it good? I like it a lot. I'm like hooked on it. I'll shower up, go get in bed and turn it on and watch a couple episodes before my wife comes in and we turn on our show. I can't wait to watch it. And I'm on season 3. I finished season 2 last night. I will say this, season 2 is really dark. And when I mean dark, I mean to watch, because she's in the dark a lot. And it's irritating a little bit. But I get it. I know there's a reason why, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it is kind of dark just to watch. Not dark meaning dark type of, it's just dark, shot dark. But it is good. I recommend it. And I tell you guys, when I like something, I recommend it. If I don't, I'll tell you, don't waste your time. I say watch it. From Skybuster. I-30 eastbound between 65th and the 530 interchange is a fiasco. Choose another route. Thank you, Skybuster. Once again, I-30 eastbound between 65th and 530. Avoid. Seek another route. You see that home run, Kojal, by Kojal over Aloy in the minors? That's a cool video. I didn't notice it. It was over Aloy, but I did see Kojal's home run. Is the Sealy news true? Well, it's been reported by multiple sources, and there was an arrest report. I just haven't read the details of the arrest, surrounding the arrest. That's what I was kind of waiting to see. Is Musselman the only good hire he has made? Not counting Cal. That's Chicken Man, baby.
I think it's on his watch, though.
I think I don't give him credit for it.
I mean,
I give him credit for not screwing it up.
Most people don't, but it's on his watch. So, I mean, in essence, he did make the hire.
Technically, yes. Didn't Deifel? I think he hired Deifel.
Yeah.
And Coach, the gymnastics coach, Coach Weber.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been some others that he's hired, but yeah. That's it. He must not like tennis, laughing out loud. Hunter, your check. I don't think so. He read what tennis means to a lot of people in Arkansas. Eddie says, over on the Smart Buick GMC live fan feedback, Baz or Houston Nutt should be athletic director. I'll tell you, whoever can raise the most money and reconnect with some of the biggest donors, that's who needs to be your athletic director at any program.
Well, people who have been vocal about it, I don't know if Houston's really been vocal about it, but I think there is some interest there. Darren McFadden, as we mentioned, he said that he would like to be athletic director. There is interest there. Baz has said before that he has no interest in it.
Coming up next, I'm looking at the message from Brian Edwards. He is ready to talk any college football, plus UFC 330. Or is it 330? How do you say it?
330.
330. He's got a couple of picks. I'm excited. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com next. It's Out of Bounds.
Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week, courtesy of Cabot Outdoors. Shop their inventory of Hustler Fast Track Series zero-turn mowers at CabotOutdoors.com.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday gave us our first large batch of preseason NFL action with the Bengals beating the Lions 16-14, the Steelers beating the Packers 28-9 behind a stellar performance from rookie QB Drew Aller. The Colts and Patriots tied at 13. The Chargers took down the Texans 27-7. Titans beat the 49ers 19-13, and the Cardinals took down the Raiders 27-14 in Fernando Mendoza's debut. Former Arkansas Razorback Mike Washington led both teams in rushing in that game with 63 yards. Today's preseason games include the Broncos versus the Falcons, Buccaneers and Jets, and the Dolphins against the Commanders. In the MLB, only a few division leaders were in action yesterday. The White Sox still lead the AL Central after a 9-8 loss to Cincinnati, and the NL West leading Dodgers lost 5-4 to the leaders in the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers. And in the Field of Dreams game, Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs into the corn as the Phillies beat the Twins 7-1. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell. When you think about buying a car, we want you to think Bell Chevrolet. Not just because we want your business, but because we want to be on your side. That's what buying a car should look like. Simple, stress-free, knowing you have someone in your corner. We have something for every budget, new or pre-owned. I keep telling y'all it's better at Bell. Now it's time to come find out for yourself. Come see us on Chenal Parkway or shop at bellchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
My son has been practicing every day to learn to ride his bike. But when I see drivers speeding through our neighborhood or distracted on their phones, it makes me so nervous. Will you help me keep him safe?
Crashes that injure or kill bicyclists and pedestrians are on the rise. When you're driving, do your part to protect vulnerable road users. Drive aware, save lives. A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Looking for a better deal on your next vehicle? Make the smart drive to Smart Auto Group. Since 1906, Smart Auto Group has been helping drivers find the right vehicle at the right price. Arkansas's oldest auto groups. Shop a huge selection of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, and Honda vehicles, all backed by the hometown service you can trust. You'll find great selection and great value at Smart Auto Group. Make the smart drive today and start saving at smartdrive.com.
Here's a message for all you fishermen out there. Have you ever taken part in a tournament where you can win $3,000 and have a chance to save a life? It could be your own. You can do both by signing up for the Real Fight Against Prostate Cancer Fishing Tournament. The event is August 29th. Everyone will launch from the ramp at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. Entry fee $200 a boat. Launch time 6 a.m. Weigh in at 3. Plus, there's a payout for big bass and gift cards galore. Larry Nixon, one of the top anglers of all time, will be on hand to meet and greet. Now, back to the fight against prostate cancer, which kills more than 35,000 a year. When detected early, the cure rate is 90-95%. So what are you waiting on? Make plans to fish or come by the weigh-in, as there will be free on-site prostate screening for everyone who stops by. For more information, call 501-912-7888 or go to Facebook, Real Fight Against Cancer Fishing Tournament. All proceeds go to the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy carries Steel full line of handheld equipment. HenardFoothills.com. Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Tell me, do you see her? She's living her life. Even if she acts like she don't want the limelight. But if you knew her, she lives her life. She calls her paparazzi, then she acts surprised. Oh, I know what she needs. She just want the fame, I know what she thinks. Give her little taste, running back to me. Put it in the face, pray it's all to keep. Ooh, every night. She prays to the sky, flashing lights. It's all she ever wants to do. Begging on her knees to be popular.
Back at it. We're going to bring in Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. He joins us now on the Network Services Group hotline. What's up, Brian?
What's happening, guys?
Oh, it's all good.
What happened? For their own personal gain. Why are we talking about an issue? Sorry about that. That was my.
What's going on?
Oh, man, happy Friday, guys. Not a whole lot. Getting fired up for some UFC fights tomorrow, and football keeps getting closer.
Hey, I enjoyed the fights last weekend. That Australian dude was a bad man.
He is a rising he should probably get a top 5 guy next, and he's probably 2 wins away from a title shot.
How's this card look this week?
I think it's really good. I mean, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the promotion, Islam Makhachev, puts his winning streak on the line. He's defending the welterweight title against Ian Machado Gary, who only has 1 UFC loss, and that was a close decision to Shavkat Rakhmonov, who's undefeated but has been out injured for like a year and a half. So, really good title fight. I'm going to put Makhachev. He's a little too highly favored for me to back him, but I will back him in a parlay. I'm going to put Makhachev in a parlay. The other title fight is the co-main event with the 115-pound women's division. Mackenzie Dern is a minus 210 favorite against Gillian Robertson. So I'm going to put the 2 champions, Makhachev and Dern, as favorites in a parlay. And the third leg is going to be Dante Johnson, who is minus 300. So it's 3 favorites, Johnson, Makhachev, and Dern, and that 3-leg parlay will get back a plus 152 payout.
Now, Brian, you have it as a parlay. Which one do you feel most confident in, though?
So I wouldn't recommend betting any of them straight because I just don't like betting minus. So Dern in the co-main is the least expensive at minus 210, but that's still, if you lose twice, more than twice of what you would, you got to risk more than twice of what you would win. Like you'd have to risk 210 to win 100. So I don't like betting expensive favorites like that unless I put them in a parlay and can get plus money. So, but I mean, who am I most confident? I would say Makhachev to get it done. Although Gary is a strong opponent, but Makhachev, he's just he's on another level right now. He lost his UFC debut, got knocked out, but that was like 8 years ago, and he's on a ridiculous win streak. And he's gone up to welterweight from lightweight, won the title in his first welterweight fight, and now he's defending this second belt, or he vacated that lightweight belt. But he's the 2-division champ, and he's making his first title defense in this division.
What do you think of Dante Johnson?
Yeah, so I like this guy. He's only 27. He's 8-0 with 6 knockouts and 1 submission. He's fighting Eric McConaughey, but McConaughey is 36 years old. He's 2-2 in the UFC. Both of his losses have been by KO, and he's lost by KO 4 times in his career. And I like Johnson to win by knockout, and we don't have to risk. The straight price is minus 300. We don't have to risk anything like that. We can get actually plus money, plus 116 at Bet Rivers, or that was the best payout I saw. Most of the other books were like plus 105 or plus 110, but anything even money or better. I like Dante Johnson prop to win by KO.
How about Jalen Turner? How are you playing this one?
Yeah, I love Jalen Turner, man. Like, he almost knocks out his opponent in the first round, like every single fight. Now, he's only 8-6 in the UFC, but all 8 wins have been finishes, 5 knockouts, 3 submissions. They've been all inside of 2 rounds, and he is so dangerous in round 1. And sometimes he's going up against, some tough guys, and they can kind of weather the storm, and Turner will sometimes have some cardio issues if a fight gets to round 2 or round 3. But I'm going to lay the minus 132 price on a straight bet, and then for a smaller amount. So let's say, I'll risk 1.32 units to win 1 unit on the straight bet on Turner, and then I'm going to take a half unit for him to win specifically in round 1, and that prop pays out plus 250. So Jalen Turner minus 132 straight bet, and for half as much, smaller amount, let's go Turner to win in round 1 plus 250. He's a hard-hitting lefty who's real tall and rangy. I don't know how he gets down to 155 pounds because he's a big guy, tall and muscular, and I think he's going to have a good night tomorrow.
Okay. Good stuff. All right, let's talk some college football. Brian, South Carolina is getting a little love, and I love their quarterback. How do you feel about South Carolina this year?
Well, I've actually decided to play their over. Not a huge opinion, but I'm going to go over 6.5. It was even money at FanDuel a couple of days ago. I thought Mike Shula was a terrible offensive coordinator hired by Shane Beamer, but I think he nailed this one. He obviously got rid of Shula after 1 year, and he's hired Kendall Briles, who we've seen have success in his stops as an OC at TCU, at Arkansas, even had decent success at FSU briefly, and then obviously way back to when he was the OC the last couple of years for his dad at Baylor, way back when. But Briles likes to do a lot of quick hit stuff. He's not going to have Sellers, back in the pocket, processing third and fourth reads. He's going to have one read. If that's not there, second read. And if that's not there, run it. He's not going to make, Sellers is too athletic to not, have that run option. And he's going to get him out of the pocket more. And that's where he thrives. Get him out in space in the open field to, throw the ball down the field or use his legs. Because he is a heck of a runner, like kind of Anthony Richardson like with his running. Obviously, he had a tough year last year. The O-line was awful. They have invested in the portal. Now, the big investment was Jacarius Peak, NC State 3-year starter, but he hurt he got a lower body injury playing basketball in February. He's not practicing yet. But, look, their first two games are Kent State and Towson at home, so they don't really need him until September 19th. And I'm pretty sure he'll be back by then. And they also got an O-lineman from ECU who was second team All-AAC last year. So I think the O-line's going to be a little improved. I think Nick Carver is finally going to have that breakout year. And, look, they were good defensively last year. I mean, they gave up 22.1 points per game, which is good, not great, but they weren't getting any help from their offense last year. I think they'll get more help from the offense last year. And I've got them 6-4 with two swing games being at Arkansas and Texas A&M at home. And I like their chances in both of those games. Big revenge angle with the Texas A&M game, obviously, after blowing that 30-3 halftime lead last year. But Kendall Briles and Lenore Sellers are the catalyst for me making this pick.
They have a stretch, Brian, at Florida, home against Tennessee, at Oklahoma, home against A&M, and then they go to Arkansas. I think Arkansas is catching them at the perfect time with those 4 games in a row.
Yes, especially with the big revenge angle on the A&M game. So, yeah, that is a good spot for Arkansas. Maybe look to them as a home dog. And, look, if South Carolina has 6 wins at that point, back in Arkansas there can kind of be a hedge on the season win total over because they're a 3-point underdog. I'm talking about South Carolina now. They're a 3-point underdog in the regular season finale at Clemson, but I've got them winning that game, and they're obviously going to be an underdog at home to Georgia. So if they're at the 6-win mark there, you can kind of hedge with Arkansas as a home dog on the win total bet for the Gamecocks.
Brian, you mentioned Clemson. Then how do you feel about Clemson coming into the season?
Not great, man. Not great. Dabo's been so stubborn and so foolish, not embracing the portal. Now, he's proud of him. He got a career-high 11 transfers this year. He's usually only got 2 or 3, but only one of them's got a 4-star grade. They lost a lot of dudes to the NFL, and they went 7-6 last year in the ACC. I know a lot of those were heartbreakers. Obviously, a 1-point loss to Duke, a 3-point loss at Georgia Tech on a last-second field goal. But, yeah, and I'm not going to be surprised at the end of the year if, we get an announcement that Dabo's going to retire in 2027 or something like to that effect. The program's just been going south for several years now, and there's really no excuse for it because they play in a weak conference, in my opinion.
We got Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. Follow him on Twitter, VegasBEdwards. He's on the Network Services Group hotline. We had an interesting question earlier this week from somebody of the teams, like the top 15 teams in the SEC that are ranked in the top 15, I should say. Which one of those teams are you not sold on? Like, could be the bust and not finish in contention for the college football playoff?
Good question. As I'm trying to get in my power rankings here. Rather than say I don't believe in a team, I'm going to say Mateer. He just played so badly late in the season last year, and I know he came back from the thumb or hand injury. I knew he came back early against Texas, but once we got to late November, and then in the disaster of a playoff game against Alabama when they blow the 17-0 lead, I just thought he looked awful. And now he's gotten really jacked. I mean, he almost looks like he's got put on too much muscle for a quarterback. So now I love Oklahoma's defense, though. I love Oklahoma's defense. So I don't want to just say the whole team, but I do have questions about Mateer and if he's all that good. He's still got Satania, but he lost his other better receivers. Now they got a good transfer, and Trell Harris was all ACC at Virginia last year, and they got Livingstone, the Texas transfer. So they'll probably be okay at receiver, but I have my doubts about John Mateer until I see it from him. In a big game, I'll say he's the guy that I kind of have doubts about.
I said Alabama. I'm not sure Alabama's going to be in the college football playoff this year.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you there, but I have them as the lowest ranked team out of that second tier. Like, I consider Georgia and Texas the top tier in the SEC, and then there's there's Ole Miss, A&M, Oklahoma, LSU, but then I've got Alabama 13th behind those teams in the second tier. So I agree with you, Wes, but I think that most of the sentiment agrees with that. I would say most have them as like that last place team in the second tier, unless you're saying Tennessee is in the second. Not you specifically, Wes, but just in any general conversation. Because I do think Alabama's a little better than Tennessee this year, but I kind of think of Tennessee as in that third tier with Florida and South Carolina and Auburn and Missouri.
And I guess that would be Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Kentucky in the bottom tier.
Kentucky. Yeah, and I don't want to lump Vandy into that bottom tier yet until I see Jared Curtis play, because if he's as advertised, I think Vandy can maybe be in that third tier and beat some teams in that third tier if Jared Curtis is as advertised with the 5-star billing.
Great stuff, Brian. Have a good weekend. Good luck on the UFC, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Thanks, all. Have a great weekend.
Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Final segment. It's Out of Bounds.
Everybody knows the Brad Hendricks Law Firm is famous for car wrecks, big truck crashes, and medical negligence cases. But they do a lot more than that. They help good people who can benefit from bankruptcy. And they also help older folks who had their Social Security claims denied. When you need a lawyer, call the firm that is pure Arkansas, where you won't ever be just a number. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Attention! Did you or a loved one receive Depo-Provera birth control shots and later develop a meningioma brain tumor? Listen carefully. You may qualify to seek significant compensation. Visit GoVictory21.com now for a free case review. Thousands of women have filed lawsuits alleging that repeated Depo-Provera injections increased their risk of meningioma without adequate warning. Now, a global settlement agreement has been reached in the Depo-Provera litigation, and attorneys are continuing to review potential claims. Visit GoVictory21.com now to see if you qualify to seek compensation. If you or a loved one received multiple Depo-Provera injections and were later diagnosed with a meningioma brain tumor, you may be eligible to pursue compensation, but time is limited. Strict filing deadlines may apply, and waiting could mean losing your opportunity to take action. Don't wait. Visit GoVictory21.com today for your free, confidential case review. That's GoVictory21.com. GoVictory21.com.
Paid advertisement for non-attorney spokesperson. Victory Legal Network is not a law firm. Cases may be referred to participating law firms. Compensation is not guaranteed.
Paid for by Victory Legal Network.
Ready for a getaway? Donate blood with Our Blood Institute at select drives during the Getaway Your Way blood drives, August 15th through the 22nd in Central Arkansas. Every donor will be entered for a chance to win an Arkansas getaway valued at $2,000 plus a $500 prize pack. You'll also score a limited edition t-shirt and a theme park ticket of your choice. One donation can make all the difference for local patients, and it could send you on your next adventure. Find a Getaway Your Way blood drive convenient for you at obi.org/events.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
What if someone did play-by-play of your life? Example, what would it sound like if you visited, say, Genesis of Conway? There's the arrival. Look at the reaction on that face at seeing a dealership that is so luxurious. And going for a test drive now of a GV80, and the smile is huge. And here it comes, the big play, $8,000 off the price of that very same GV80. Let's hear it again in slow motion. $8,000 off. Winner, Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Henard Foothills Equipment Studios. Henard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, leaders in hay equipment with Vermeer hay products. HenardFoothills.com. Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is number one champion sound. Yeah, Estelle, we about to get down. Who the hottest in the world right now? Just touched down in London town.
Welcome back, final segment. Glad you're with us. I'll hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Boyd sent me an article from 4029. Thank you, Boyd, up in Northwest Arkansas on the Isaiah Seeley arrest. He was criminal trespassing, obstructing governmental operations, minor in possession of alcohol, and possession of a controlled substance. The preliminary report indicates he was at Tin Roof on West Dixon, 1:30 this morning. He was asked to leave the premises because he refused to provide an ID to the bouncer outside the bar. The report mentions Seeley was holding an alcoholic beverage in his hand. He refused to show his ID to officers twice and attempted to leave each time. He was then placed under arrest, asked again for his ID. He told officers he did not have an ID on him. He was asked for his name, date of birth, according to the report. At that point, when Seeley spoke, officers detected a strong odor of intoxicants coming from his breath and found a THC vape in his front pants pocket. So he was arrested. There you go. Bad decisions. Not going to give up on a kid for doing something bad. Not the end of the world. Not smart, but correctable things. Thank you, Boyd. I appreciate you sending me the article. I'd actually read another one from a different site, bestofarkansassports.com, during the break, too. And it was all the same information confirmed. Big time in North Little Rock. Wes, just wanted to comment on your podcast. Love it, man. You get to the point without all the extra wordiness. Listen less and get more with more sports. Thanks, man. Thanks, big time in North Little Rock. Maybe I can use that as a slogan. Listen less. No, I want you to listen more. Listen more and get more with more sports. How about that? I try to get to the point. Here's the thing. When I'm doing my deal, I can go as long as I want or as short as I want.
The beauty of it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's stuff to say, I'm going to say it. If it's not, I'm not going to drag it out and waste your time. Your time is valuable. It's kind of like my philosophy with movies or shows that I watch. Sometimes I watch a series, Joe, and I feel like this should have been a movie. This would have been a good 2-hour movie. But somebody got the idea and was like, let's make this a 6-part series. And then there's just filler in there. And
They're just going with a trend. That's the trend.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be a series. Every movie needs to be over 2 hours, and they don't.
So I try to get to it. I appreciate you realizing that and saying that big time. 501 says, if we win 9 games this year, will that change the public perception of the AD? Ooh, good question.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. If they win 9, then I think that makes a lot of people think, dang, this Silverfield cat is a good coach. That was a good hire.
Winning cures all, as they say.
Congratulations, Yurchek. You did a good job in the search. 870 says, I think someone young and inside business and sports connections as well as inside Arkansas. For AD, McFadden maybe, but Arkansas connections is a plus. Thank you. 870 says, Wes, what's your podcast? Oh, it's More Sports. More, like my name. 2 O's. More Sports. It's on YouTube. I also stream it on Twitter and Facebook, but YouTube's very easy to find. Ron says, more with more. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, may have missed your answer, Wes. Does Jerry Jones contribute to the football program? Go, Pack, go. Yeah, Zach, I don't know was my answer. I don't know if he's directly giving to the All-In Fund. Nothing has been made public. I know he can't directly do NIL deals. We looked that up. An owner of an NFL team can't sign like a college guy, any college guy, to an NIL deal personally. But now he can be a part of a collective like the All-In. That's what we Googled. Now, maybe I found some bad information. But I got it. He loves the Razorbacks, so I got to think he is helping the Razorbacks in some capacity. Besides, or maybe that's all it. Just that facility that they built, and their names on it. They contributed millions and millions of dollars to it. It's it's like a wellness center, right, where they go and eat and study.
Yeah, and maybe they do some things that he doesn't want public knowledge on.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that way. There are a ton of people who give to the university, don't say a word. I'd say the majority of the people that give don't talk about it and how much they're giving. Coming up Monday, we got the weekend recap brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Probably Joe Klein in the studio. Hey, we'll have a scrimmage to somewhat talk about. Coach Silverfield's going to speak with the media after the scrimmage, so we'll have all kinds of clips from Coach Silverfield and a couple players. So that'll be fun. We'll have high school football games next week. The benefit games start up. Start talking a little bit more high school football, too. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay cool. I know that's going to be impossible if you have to be outdoors, but hydrate. Hydrate. Joe, have a great weekend, man.
You too. Enjoy all sports going on this weekend and everything, getting some rest.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys Saturday night. I'm excited. Stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious.